Hello and welcome everyone to Hunter's Entertainment Twitch channel and our developers meet streamers Ragnarok playtest. I think that's the best way to describe this today. Yeah, I'm greeted here by four amazing people who not only contribute to streaming online, but also are interested and have expressed interest in, which is the same thing, in running Ragnarok. And initially we were like, oh, okay, lots of people want to play Ragnarok. That's awesome. Great. Game's not out yet. We really appreciate your favor. And then we're like, well, what better way than to, start this process of bringing Ragnarok out into the world and other places on Twitch than to just scoop up all the GMs and some of their players and run a game together. And then we get another playtest out of the meantime as well, too. My name is Ivan Van Norman. I am a partner here at Hunters Entertainment. I have been doing this a while. But I haven't been on Twitch with this, and specifically here for a bit because it's been a hot minute. But I've also got today with me Austin, Damien, Dave, Jules. Jules, so good to see you. You're like I would say you're probably like our. I mean, I can't say you're our first fan because I have to go back and like look at the whole process, but you've been with us since like day one, pretty much, which is amazing because we started this Twitch channel like a lot of people did, when it's like, oh, it's a pandemic. None of us are going to cons anymore. All right, cool. Well, I guess let's run games on the interwebs, right? But I don't want to get into details too much, but I do want Dave and Damien to talk about their channels a little bit and why Ragnarok, you two.
I mean, the concept is fantastic. I mean, the gods of metal, Ragnarok, taking a bunch of mundane people, turn them into rock gods, fighting for good. Why not?
Why not, right? It's different than just like Fantasy Fun Times USA RPG trademark pending, exactly, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's something to blow out the cobwebs. It's something to get down and dirty with. It's something to have a lot of fun with. A few beers. It is fantastic.
Oh man, I haven't even done that yet. I have to tell you, I have not yet drank beer and played this game, and now I immediately want to because you're saying these things. Yeah. And if I have, I've completely clearly forgotten that I drank beer and played this game. But
well, there's always Christmas. We can do something around the holidays. We get some beer.
Yeah. Oh man,
we'll team up again.
Oh, satisfying. How about you? Hi, Damien, by the way. Also, Damien comes from a long lineage. He is very much connected to our own Caleb Cleveland, our own art director and fun time dad joke guy.
Yeah, Caleb Cleveland introduced us. We do a live play Dungeons and Dragons podcast, Awful Neutral at Awful TNT. Check us out. If you've listened to the show, you know that we are a very chaotic, hard to manage cast. And I thought, we've been talking about doing a live stream forever. And what game, this game that demands that you imbibe alcohol while playing, I think is the perfect outlet. I think we were we're playing the wrong game. I think we needed to play something wild like this.
This is the game you're always looking for, to take your chaotic comedian energy and drive it into a full force forward. Yeah. So
our cast is always turned up to 11. I need a game that also goes to 11.
It's so funny. I think at some point in the book, I actually make that I make a reference to that joke and literally say, make an original fucking joke for once. So, and enjoyed the process of it. But
it's a classic.
It is a classic. It's always Spinal Tap. And then Austin's here with you today, right?
Yes. Austin recently joined our team. He's going to be a big force in helping this live stream come to life. Austin is a San Diego comedian, like the rest of our cast.
Are you planning on playing Austin, or are you going to be switching, or what's your?
Yeah, so I think I'm mostly going to be running production, but I've played a little bit of tabletop myself, so I think especially playing this will help me get a better idea of what they're going to be doing. And yeah, this game just seems so exciting. It's so different.
That's fun. I appreciate that. So, and Jules, what's up? What are you doing here? What's going on?
I'm glad to be here. I guess they're kind of here representing their own streams. I'm kind of here representing Hunters Entertainment a little bit.
Yes.
You'll see me around in chat and in the Discord all the time. I'm a mod here, and looking forward to having fun.
You're not just a mod, you're like the mod. Yes, there's Alex and JB who is always making sure people behave, but you are the paladin with the banhammer is what you are. Exactly. Awesome. Well, so before the game started, we all had some pre-generated character sheets that I got to put together, and then everyone had a chance to pick beforehand. But this Gods of Metal Ragnarok, you can have stats and you can have skills, but at the end of the day, and you can have a position and tone, but who they are and what they represent and what they even look like is so much up to the players that I didn't want to take that capacity away at the moment. So I would love for you to go around and tell me a little bit about the adventuring band that we're going to be bringing into the plains of Ragnarok today. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
That's my boy.
I'll be playing, I'm the Amp Lord. My real name, my mundane name is Larry, short for Larold. I am a guy. I'm the AV guy of Cleveland. You want your sound to sound good in Cleveland? You talk to Larold. My big pet peeve, though, is dudes who sell out. I was the guy who made Meatloaf sound like Meatloaf, and then he took off. He stopped caring about the music. He left Cleveland. He was a local treasure. I hate sellouts. That's my thing. And my avatar, I transform into Van Helen. Van Helen, not to be confused with Helen Keller. That's what it was. I have long silver hair. I am, of course, topless.
Right.
Just shredded. I have 8-pack abs. I have tassels on my arms like the Ultimate Warrior does.
Little bands of tassels on it, right? Yeah.
In pastel colors and black leather pants and boots. I look like if a death metal guy were mixed with like an 80s glam flair. There's a little flair in there.
That's why the pastel colors, because you're mixing black with all of the bright neons, and then you get pastels as a result.
When you look good, you got to show it off. That's what he does. That's what Van Helen does.
So you are an Amp Lord, right? If I remember correctly. So, and then what tone are you hailing from, at least as far as your tonal position, your tonal affinity?
Diomedius.
Diomedius. Yes.
Diomedius.
Yeah.
Diomedius, baby. That's my tone.
Okay, so the tone of Diomedius bringing an Amp Lord, and so I heard you describe your outfit, which is great. What is your weapon and what is your accessory for Van Helen?
My weapons are 2 microphones, because I am a hardware guy. You want your I speak to the amp gods. I make them sing. I make all the a musician is only one half of the equation. In order to belt out that solid distortion, you need somebody who talks to the amp spirits.
Yep, the spirits who make everybody look good.
As an amp druid, I have 2 microphones that I fashioned as nunchucks that I've tied together.
All right. Yeah. Oh, you're the Ultimate Warrior with nunchucks. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And my accessory is that I have some foot pedals, some guitar foot pedals that I fashioned into traps that I could throw out. Hopefully, depending upon the dungeon master, they have some effect on the enemy, depending on how generous.
See, that's interesting. So, I mean, normally when I think about an accessory, I think about something that is on your body that then represents into the power moves and stuff you can attach into. Having something like that could effectively be a trap not impossible, right? But you sticking with the guitar pedals a little bit into it, I have a suggestion, and you're welcome to take it.
Please.
Maybe platform heels that also are guitar pedals that you can take off at will.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Huge fan of that. Love it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. How about you?
I'm 6'1" with my shoes on, with my platforms.
With the platforms on. Okay. Tiny amp lord. Love it. Great. All right. So Van Helen, a pedal wearing, nunchuck wielding, shirtless ultimate warrior of the gear druids. So love it. How about you, Dave? What are you playing today?
My position is I am a brutalizer. He is called Kingsman, and he is, if you just imagine a Viking, apart from he has pale blue skin, his hair is all braided, he's got the undercuts, he's got almost the bare chest. He has a 9-pack, just like Lego Batman. he's there. And for his weapons of choice, he keeps it Viking. He's got clawed hammers. So on one side of the hammer, nice and blunt for extra damage. You flip them over, nice visceral claws to dig into flesh, pull apart those rib cages, whatever he needs to do, he's there. But don't make him angry, because if you make him angry, he will start to change and almost Hulk out. If you imagine a Hulk meets Doomsday, you get these bony protrusions, and he will go from a nice color blue to a very dark green. Okay. And from that point of view, you don't want to be in front of him, because he will drop the hammers and he will rip you apart.
It doesn't need the hammers at that point, so blue.
Well, he'll throw them, but they become a little bit too small for him. So
absolutely. All right, Jules, what are you throwing down with today?
By day, in Mundania, I am Clara, the pool girl, which is just infinitely less sexy than it sounds. You think of pool boys being, hot by the beach. Clara is baggy t-shirt and basketball shorts, just out there in the heat.
Skimming.
Oh yeah. In the world of Ragnarock, I am Slugger, a baseball-themed chord master who, as far as looks go, is humanoid but large and bulky in that muscly way, with sort of pretty covered in scars that are stitched up like baseball stitches. A Frankenstein-style just amalgamation of jerseys and like baseball pants that are like cobbled together to fit her massive form in different colors that are stitched together. My weapon is a giant baseball bat that the barrel of it can flip open into a guitar.
Okay.
So right. I use that to control the elements, to control Earth specifically.
I was gonna say that's your domain, so that's the primal energy of which your chord master is attuned to, right?
Yes, so. Attuned to Earth, and essentially the way that manifests is that it's like the visual rippling of suddenly the ground or the air around it becoming like the grass of a baseball field or the dirt, getting everything disgusting. That red dirt never comes out of anything, y'all. And so I already described my outfit some, but I have, as part of my outfit, like metal spikes that I can stomp the ground and send out this earthen energy to use some of my abilities. And then for an accessory, I can cast shock as part of my.
Yeah, it's one of the power moves that was given to you for shock. Yeah, and shock can manifest into its own weird way with whatever accessories you have. I know you're going with a real, slugger theme, right, with baseball, but with shock, it could be. I mean, there is a world in which
I think I have a baseball, and I can just straight up pitch it right into the air, and it'll stop in midair and send out a shockwave.
That's cool. I mean, it stuns the character as well too. So nothing stuns you more than just getting a giant ball in the face, right? Yeah, you can self-serve too.
Directly in the temple, and that's the stun right there.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. Cool. And then Austin, what are you throwing down for today?
So in the regular world, my guy's name is Potney. He's a butcher. He's a horrible singer, but he loves to sing. Like he's completely tone deaf. And then he's a butcher because that's the only job that had like a meat grinder loud enough for him to sing and not bother people.
Cool. Awesome.
And in the world of Ragnarok, he's just like a classic werewolf, think like underworld style, just like hunched over, kind of hulking. He's wearing like a leather hat, assless chaps, and he has like a sheriff badge as a nipple ring. And I think his
awesome. Okay.
I think his main weapon is like just his voice. Like since in the regular world he can't sing, like in Ragnarok he can weaponize it maybe.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, because he's a howler, right? We're doing a howler of Fenrir, so so you're basically like, Potney's got no skill, but in Ragnarok, you the voice, the power is yours, right?
Yeah, the rock gods have blessed him.
So that's the outfit. I'm go so far as to say the outfit is basically just your werewolf form at this point, right?
Yeah. It's very little leather.
and then assless chaps, which can be considered the accessory all day, every day. Not the first time assless chaps have been accessorized inside of this game. But what's the weapon? What is your howler using as like its what is its Mjolnir, or what is its weapon that is attached to this character?
So I was thinking classic claws, but should I have something physical that I can throw and get rid of?
Well, I mean, you don't have to throw or get rid of. A melee weapon is what I'm presuming you have, because you get to choose. Well, technically, during character creation, you get to choose what your weapon, whether it's a ranged or a melee weapon. So claws are great. The only reason it has to be, and it doesn't have to be either. It just, you have to understand that whatever your weapons are, there is a world in which your weapon, your outfit, and your accessory could be taken from you as part of a plot point in this. So if that is literally cutting off your hands, then that's cutting off your hands.
Okay. So yeah, let's give him like a giant axe or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think
So you want to do like an axe, kind of like
or can I just dual wield 2 small axes? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, it all has the same stats, right? There's no rules for dual wielding, but whatever weapon you want, I mean, you want
get the same number of attacks and whatnot.
Same number of attacks, same number of attack dice, same number of damage. But if you want 2 hatchets versus like a 2-handed, cleaving axe, a la the Kratos, then completely up to you.
We can't have a gun, can we?
If you want to have a ranged weapon, yes, you can. But I believe, actually, let me see. No, you could. Actually, I think your character was actually supposed to have a ranged weapon anyway. Now that I'm looking at the resonance that's from here, you just increase damage by 1. So your damage or your attack, your attack would have stayed at 2, and then your damage would have been a 1. So you technically have a ranged weapon right now. So if you want to have a gun, you can have a gun.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna give him a classic revolver. Keep with the sheriff vibe.
Beautiful. A werewolf wielding a revolver. Love it. So all right.
Does that mean I don't have the axes, right?
No, it means you have a gun. It means you have a gun. And if you collect some weird shit down the road, then that's on you. But
rock and roll.
This all right. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So we have Howley, which is the sheriff werewolf of the town. We've got Slugger, who is our baseball themed beefcake, along with 2 other beefcakes, Kingman and Van Helen. You are goddamn a motley crew of something I've never heard of before, but you're here. Is your adventuring group, because you've been adventuring for a little bit, we established this beforehand, you've all got some notoriety in Ragnarok. You've been around long enough, you've committed enough adventures. Actually, Jules, if you wouldn't mind regaling us with the adventure that went down right before our story takes place, that led to your anthem being created, which is your massive power ability that you make at the end of not every session, but almost every session in the game.
Yeah, sure. So we caught wind of a corrupt official who was trying to destroy some records that would incriminate him, and had like a straight up like comic book like plot of just setting off a big bomb, and we managed to get the bomb, but it was already set to detonate, so we ended up rushing the bomb to the roof of a large building to get it away from as many people as possible, all while being pursued by henchmen and all of this. And our Blood Guard, our healer, ended up holding on to the bomb and got just absolutely detonated and destroyed while the rest of us managed to get out. So we saved the day, but we lost a party member.
And then the anthem that came out as a result of that adventure, what was the title of that anthem?
Blue Goo, I believe it was.
Blue
A little disrespectful, but
was he blue skinned like you, Kingsman? Was that as well too? Is that where the blue came from?
Or yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, there's definitely a relation there, some kind.
All right. Well, the good news is that this anthem now, when you decide to activate it, it gives a lot of special abilities as part of it. So I like to think of anthems as like, when you get the big summon in, a role, like a JRPG style RPG, or, you have an ultimate ability, but the difference is that you all have to spend the cost from it in your global pool of tributes rather than your personal pool as you're rolling dice. See, there we go. Yeah. Kind of a situation. But yeah, all right. So Blue Goo is what you're all coming off of. And speaking of buildings, this does make sense because as you kind of mentioned, Jules, you have kind of settled down in the realm of Ragnarok into the city called New Caltressa. Right. And New Caltressa is an area we haven't explored yet in kind of the public showing of the game. But New Caltressa is about as close to a quote unquote modern city in Ragnarok that you could possibly get. It is a giant metropolitan that has several towering like skyscraper like buildings. But the most impressive one is called the Glittering Tower, which is this arcane obelisk that has the comforts and luxuries of what you would expect, all the modern favors of this area to be, that are accommodated inside of it. So basically it's a giant condo filled with super wizards and people who are bringing all of these materials together in order to keep New Caltressa like the burgeoning metropolitan that it is. And I also say it's like a giant city like structure because it has a lot of lights. Like New Caltressa is filled with neon lights and various street lights. One of the few areas that actually has like lines of street lights going up and down its various tracks. And this is because through both magical and mystical means, New Caltressa has is a center point of power production, and it not only generates enough for its own sprawling city streets, but it also provides it to other parts of Ragnarok as well too, as a huge part of their trade and their wealth and their economy, right? So in New Caltressa, you've managed to find not only duplicitous officials, but also a lot of opportunities to find glory, right? Enough so that you've all been basically held up here since coming down from the umbilical descent. And our story begins with all of you kind of hanging out in your bungalow, that's in one of the several kind of avatar-sized housing units, because as we have determined, avatars are a little bigger and they require a little more space than just the denizens of New Caltressa. And you guys are stumbling back after a long night of flexing and drinking and stumbling back, to your home, right? and as you are kicking the door down and flipping on the lights, and you watch as the like trickling lights of the beaming kind of ceiling fan above you, as you continue to hear like the bass hitting thud of, you know, music being played out in the city streets, you see there's like a note that has been left for you, right in the middle of your door next to a bunch of just discarded. Well, actually, you describe your rooms. I don't need to. Like, what's your fucking room look like that has all 4 of your bullshit inside of it?
There's despite its no matter what it looks like, despite its decrepit surroundings, there is a speaker system in here that would belong on MTV Cribs. I have made sure of that. That the sound system in this place is cherry.
Copy that.
You're going to mix that in with a lot of Viking style graffiti everywhere. So
Runes.
You got runes, glyphs. Some of them are quite artistic and made with glitter, but other than that, we don't mention those.
Freaking metal.
I'd say pretty chaotic. I'd say that Slugger has sort of carved herself out a corner. Just got to have her own space a little bit. It's just plastered in not just baseball, but various sports posters, and has a giant ass beanbag where she's usually chilling.
So it's, or do you have like those paper dividers that's like, this is my corner?
Like the screens that
paper screens. There's lots of holes in it because you keep thinking it's going to be fine, but you just put your hand through it every single time.
Stick up my cleats and they poke straight through.
Got it. Yes, your poor floor.
Can we have it that there's there's a space that belonged to our former Blue Guard member who's not coming home. So can we just divide up his stuff? Like he had his bed was by a window. Can we trade beds?
You do you, man. Like, if you want to have zero respect for the dead, you do you. Whatever.
He's not coming back.
Take the fucking bed, my man.
Okay, good. I was just looking for moral validation. I'm not going to get that clearly.
No, I'll try. I'm just going to trundle over to whatever the fridge looks like in this place, and then just grab some beers and say, "Here we go to honor our Blue Guard."
Yeah, it's only beers. There's only beers in the fridge.
It's only beers.
Yeah.
To Blue Goo.
Blue Goo.
Can we all like hum a little reminiscent tune that sounds like Blue Goo right now, just in honor? It's not like the full anthem. It's just like
you had to sit and craft this thing. So yeah, you know, and it when we get to it, if you ever end up activating it, I am going to want to hear so much about what it looks like when it goes. So when it goes off,
we got this.
All right, so you all clink your drinks together down your
the double pint frosted steins.
Perfect.
Nobody else wants any of the rest of this dude's stuff. It's just all gonna be me. I'm just gonna feel like the jerk for taking all of his stuff. Really? Nobody else wants a piece of this. I don't care. Do the same when I die. I don't care.
He used to let me sleep at the foot of his bed, so as long as you're cool with it.
Well, those days are done, pal. Those days are done.
I'm not good with change.
Well,
it's going to be a learning experience for you then, brother.
Dave, it sounds like you're the one who's drinking your pint at this moment as you pulled beers out. So as you down it and you feel the frosty coldness dribble down as you finish your thing out, you see through bringing the glass down, you do see this. There's one thing out of place, that is this like kind of it's very pointedly left note that's laid out on this table, that is definitely was not there when you left for your anthem crafting in the first place.
Hey, look, we've got post. Whose is this? Just go up, pick up the note. Who's it for?
You.
What's that, Jules?
It's called mail, but
Well,
I got the colloquialism. That was fine.
So Kingsman, as you open it up, you can see as you've unrolled it and unraveled it, you can actually see it's in your Blue Guard's handwriting, and it seems to have been a note that was written to you guys maybe before you were all met up for this adventure, and it just reads as follows. It says, "Hey gang, so before we go out and snap this guy's neck for running a bad racket around our part of town, I did catch wind that the new Caltressa power plant was also looking for a couple of avatars for some additional work. So when we're done with this, we got to hit that up because Dominio, like, he is king tits in this place right now, and being on his good side is going to be great for our rep." And you see XOXO signed your Blue Guard.
Those are the worst lyrics I've ever seen.
Well, it looks like we have our next job.
What was his name, by the way, just so I can sign it as something other than Blue Guard? So
now it's Bluey.
Lemmy
Bluey. Lemmy
Blue.
Mc. All right. Well, I think we're gonna go with Bluey because Bluey was the first thing that came out, and his also name was Blue Goo as well too. So I'm gonna stick there.
He was pretty two-dimensional. That's probably what I got.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you at least are aware vaguely of, everyone knows the new Caltressa power plant. Like it's one of the main like infrastructure buildings inside of this place. It's almost laid out. They actually don't even call it a power plant, they call it a power temple, because power in New Caltressa has actually so much religious connotation to it. It is more precious than water. It is more delicious than food. It's what allows all luxuries in this place to exist. So as you're walking through the desolate streets of New Caltressa, like going past and seeing that, the kind of forever night, because it's so in an area where actually I have to think about that. New Caltressa is absolutely best if it is always night here, because then the lights shine, right? And that makes it awesome. So I think the sun never rises on New Caltressa. There is always something blotting the sun, and I'll have to make a decision about what the fuck that's going to be. But I do know that I want it to never rise. So sun never rises on New Caltressa.
Group of well-trained bats block out the sun.
Well, yeah. Who's feeding those bats, huh? Who's taking care of those ones that are up there? I'll have to think of something. I'll have to get into it.
Yeah, who feeds the bat economy?
Who takes care of that bat economy? But as you're going through the perpetual night of these beautiful neon lit streets, as you're leading up into the glorious, temple of power that New Caltressa just, and honestly, as you walk up to it, it looks like it may as well be like a casino on the strip more than it is like a religious temple. It's like if you took like a mosque and then mixed it, and like if Vegas took a mosque and decided to go and be that blasphemous about it and just dress it up in neon. And you can see that there are several, like LED lined monks who are in various states of dress and undress as they're lined up in their neon robes, right? And then next to them are a procession of neon knights, who are these tall night creatures that are just, they have their armor on it, but at the same time, you can tell that that's like LEDs have been placed under each huge plate of mail underneath it. And, it's almost like if someone took a plate of armor to Burning Man at that point, and just has like lines of ridges of LEDs behind it. And this procession, there's a line of people who are attempting to get in right now, and it's not hard to discern that the line you're in to get into the palace is filled with avatars, and they're all lined up queuing to get inside of the power temple at the moment. You guys, what would you like to do?
All right.
The line
not
is
for standing in line. Anybody else down for cutting?
Yeah, we cutting.
All right, good. We're on the same page.
We don't have any tribute to start out with, do we?
everyone does start. You always start with one. You always start with. Actually, that's a good point. I know you start with tribute in the tribute pool, but you don't start with personal tribute. We're going to say one for each character that you have. So you at least have 4 tribute in the tribute pool in which to start with.
And so the tribute pool is everybody's tribute added together, or?
No, the tribute pool is your collective bank account of tributes that you can take and put into. And you, when you're doing skill checks and when you're doing things in non-combat, like where we are right now, you can use tributes from the tribute pool in order to add more dice to your checks to see if they go through. But then some power moves and some other elements may directly require tributes from the tribute pool or reference the tribute pool in order to work. Yeah. So the line is moving, just so you know, Van Helen, but it is not moving quickly by any chance. It looks like everyone's just kind of filing in at the moment. So as you kind of attempt to move around and start finding a way to like cut and shove yourself in, you can see a couple of guys who are turning back to you like, "Hey, get in the back."
You can't see it, but we're flipping you off. And we can't hear it. But we're
No, I
flipping
can see it.
Okay.
And you can see, and they he kind of like gives you the classic like the shove, right? And the guy who is giving you the finger right now is kind of this this tall looking Cyclops avatar who has more facial piercings, almost make him look like he has scales. He has so many facial piercings with his one huge eye and a horn pointing straight out from the top of his head, and he seems to be wielding what appears to be like essentially a baseball bat, but it has a giant spike through it, right? And he kind of like hooks it onto the back of his shoulder, and then Slugger gives you like a big shove, like get in the back, dick.
Hey, what'd you touch me? Listen, that's crazy. Hey, asshole, at least my perfect self doesn't has depth perception. Really? Your perfect self has one eye? Come on, man.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna turn around and look his back up and down, and then take mine off my back and be like, "You want to go?"
He looks at you first, Van Halen, and like does this like circle with his eyes, and then looks at it and then puts it towards you, and then he takes his baseball bat off of the back with the big spike on and looks and goes, "Yeah, let's do this." Or he looks to the group and goes, but you see his 2 other bandmates who are there with him as well too are holding him back and be like, "Hey man, like don't cause a fucking scene right now. We're about to go in and look. Like, do you really want to kick out and lose this job?" And the Cyclops kind of like looks at you, Slugger, and looks back and goes, I'm not gonna let these guys get in front of me. So either get behind me or get the fuck away.
Well, I'm not moving. You've clearly shown that you're not going to fight us. So I'm not moving, I think you're a little afraid of that baseball bat, for being honest.
So the second one of the troop as well too is kind of this. It actually, you didn't even notice them beforehand until it was a wisp of smoke that kind of came up, and this smoke kind of slowly starts appearing into a very dark, tall, vampire-ish looking form that appears right behind the Cyclops. And as it puts a hand on top of the Cyclops' shoulder, you kind of see this, he start to shake violently as he like drops to the ground, and then it's like smoke begins hissing out from the top.
Oh my God.
Looks towards the 4 of you at the moment, and this like gaunt gray skinned form that's, not mass wise bigger than any of the other avatars you're seeing, but tall, very tall and long, with a shrouded kind of feet that are completely covered by its long robes. Is there a problem here?
Yeah, these jerks are trying to cut us in line. Sorry, I apologize.
No, that's good. It's there's no problem here, but you need to teach me that one.
Do me a favor. Let's do a schmooze check for you if you're going to be playing this Kingsman. So schmooze.
Okay,
so take your schmooze, which is skills, and you're under your skills, and grab the amount of D4s equal to that dice pool.
I've only got one. It's highlighted as one.
One in schmooze. All right.
Yeah.
Roll it. And if you want to take tributes from the tribute pool, you can do it now or later. So
no, we'll save them for later. That's fine. I got a 1.
You got a 1. All right, great. So mark 1 on your feedback track because you can feel the discordant energy as this tall vampire-looking fuck is staring you down a little bit. You can kind of feel the discordant energies between you and Mundania start to dissipate a little bit or start to break apart a little bit. He goes, yes, I will have to show you that one. Not. And it turns around and kind of slides away as it begins like floating back towards the front, towards the area, leaving you. Oh, I'm sorry. It goes back and he goes, if you're going to be assholes, do it in the back of the line. But I'll remember this. And he kind of glides back off. And you can see that both the neon knights and the monks kind of like tip their hat a little bit as the creature floats back into the front of the door. Through the front door.
Well, did you see that? He kind of gave me the tingles, and not in a good way.
Gonna be fun to beat that asshole up at some point.
Didn't give me a high five when he walked by either. I had my hand up and everything. I guess ghosted me.
What do you guys say we take a different approach and go in through the back?
I like that. We're elite talent. We need to go in through the elite talent entrance. I like
VIP.
We're not like these assholes.
So as the queue continues to inch forward, and the band is picking up the Cyclops buddy, who still seems to be hissing from whatever charge it got, you ditch the line, right, and start walking around to the side of this temple of power. And you see that there are more neon knights who are continuing to circle around the areas. They are protecting it the way that you would expect a fort, right, to be protected. And as you get towards the back, you kind of see that there is what appears to be some kind of service entrance, where the trucks load in the fruit, some kind of loading bay. And you could see that the knights are standing very stout, very protective. But a couple of the monks appear to have been taking appear to be like taking their robes to the side and seem to be just enjoying a game of cards together. I was gonna say, yeah, never mind. No, I was gonna say they're fucking, but they can be enjoying a game of cards as well too. That's fine.
Oh man, it's beautiful. I don't.
Yeah.
Who knows what this game of cards will lead to?
Yeah, it's clearly yeah.
These guys have a look in their eyes.
A games with stakes going on, right? Because if we're gonna do a mature stream, let's make it real mature, right? We didn't, although we probably, if we're gonna actually have that, I'm gonna pause it real quick and take it real quick. If we are gonna play and have a lot of cursing and stuff like that, just in the chat, message me if there's like things that you would like to put like lines and bails on, or like a hard nose that you're like, we don't want to touch inside of the game, so that I can be aware of that moving forward. Because we don't want to go from like, oh hey, we're playing a game, to like, oh yeah, we're playing a mature game. Oh, and yes, by the way, let's talk about what that means real quick. So just hop into chat, private message me so that I can see it. And if there's anything you're like, yo, let's not do this, or just X card me, because I will not only not be offended, I will celebrate you for doing so. Okay. All right. Resume. Yeah, there's a bunch of monks, neon monks playing cards. They look like something's at stake, something hot maybe, and a bunch of neon knights who are currently guarding the back door.
You know, maybe we can compromise. Maybe they're playing like strip poker or something, so we see them in various stages of undress.
That was the suggestion, but yeah,
okay,
let's go for it. Yeah.
One of the guys looks like he's tried to lose on purpose. He's almost naked. Wow. Guys, I have a suggestion. If nobody else has a plan, do I see? Is anybody loading up through this entrance like audio equipment? You know, like I know they're loading in supplies for the city, but this is a heavy metal city. I picture.
Oh yeah, so you're saying you're asking if there's any kind of sound equipment laying around? The question is almost always constantly, because if it's not working, it's discarded. I mean, the place is filled with junk, you know, and in that junk is definitely going to be some stuff. But I guess if you would like, are you just hoping to try to track down something specific? Or
well, I was hoping that it was being like some of equipment was being loaded in through the dock for the city. The the city's supply of Marshall amps was being delivered today.
Sure.
And I could hope to hopefully know enough and get basically have all of them under a tarp or something, and sneak them in by pretending to know enough about amps. That was my plan.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair too, with this circumstance, there's so much stuff around. If that was what you wanted to try to attempt to do, I would allow you a forge roll on that, just to see what you can even put together with just on the side of the street as well too. And because there's deliveries coming in, but it definitely seems to be a very, a little more party focused rather than like music focused. So there's clearly like luxury foods, sitting placers, procedures. Like it looks like they're loading in a giant meetup, lots of folding chairs.
Okay. All right. Any one of us want to cover themselves in sushi and say we're the virgin we're the virgin that people are going to eat sushi off of?
That idea sounds silly, but it's not far from what I was thinking. What if we walk up, some of us are already partially naked, and we join this strip poker game? Winner gets in the temple.
Nose goes.
Is that the Kingsman?
All right. Well, somebody was nominated.
I'll take one for the team. Here we go.
Okay, so Kingsman, as you walk up, you see the two of the monks who are sitting there playing the game at this moment they're playing cards, and they look up. Can we help you? We're in the middle of the game.
Hey, Monkey Monks. What's the buy-in?
They kind of like look you up and down. Goes.
There's two of you. There's one of me. Let's play for spit roasting.
Okay, so they look and pull a seat back.
Here we go. Now we're getting serious. Let's have some fun.
Okay, so shit.
By the way, you got any beer?
They one of them like pulls up. They haven't, the other one hasn't said much at this point, but they pull up and basically get a giant unlabeled bottle of something that's amber.
Oh, you are naughty. Okay.
As you pop it open,
let's do this.
It definitely smells like liquid courage.
And
you're
gonna need it.
Let's discuss this. What do you think? How would you like to handle this game? As far as, do you want a slink approach to this? Do you want to schmooze your way with this? Do you want to use your feelings? Like, there's a lot of skills available on the table for this attitude.
Oh, that's I'm not good at I don't know. I think it's going to have to be schmoozing again. We'll schmooze and we'll do some stealth. Let's see if we can play some candid cards.
Okay, well, Schmooze and I'm looking at your character sheet. Schmooze and Slink, you're got the same odds on both ends,
Yeah.
but you also have 4 tributes in the tribute pool to work with at this moment as well, too. So,
well, I think I'm going to need them now.
well, so here's what I will also say as well, too, just to make this abundantly clear. So you're going to need 1 success to, keep the game moving, right? Just to not continually lose. In this role, I will reward more successes with more tributes that you spend. So the more tributes you spend, the greater the success on this check will be. Because I consider this to be like what they call like what we've been calling like a ranked check. So it's not just you need 1, but one will do it. But if you get more, it will lead to more possibilities, and depending on what you want and how you want to, because if your goal is to get in, then you just need 1 for that. But if you want to get more information or potentially get information from them, I will allow you like tidbits of information if you can put more ranks into this. So
okay, so let's first of all let's start easy. We'll build up. I've got 1 and I'll take 1 from the pool.
Okay.
Just to try, just to taste it. But the idea is to win and to find out what is going on.
All right. Yeah, to win and go in.
What's the penalty for? Yeah.
So 2. So that you got your 2. Roll it up.
Yep. I got 1-1 and 1-3.
Okay. So no successes. Unfortunately, it's a wash. So you're going to add another feedback. Okay. Right. And if you want to keep this, then you will get a tribute to the tribute pool because it's a wash. Or you can keep putting more in if you want. So.
Okay, let's try 1 more time.
Okay.
And I do my dice and I'll take an extra 1. So I now have 2 from the tribute pool. Okay,
so that's actually 3 total because you used 1 already. Yeah. So you're using 3 total from the tribute pool. Roll 2 more.
Okay, I've got a 4, a 2, and a 3.
Oh shoot! So you just used them all up. You rolled all 3 then,
yes.
Because it was just a single roll. Because what happens is that we did a single check, but you just added 3 more. So all of the ones have been using from the tribute pool. There's no more in the tribute pool.
We just bet everything on this hand.
What was the result? You said a 4 and then a 3 and a 1.
I got a 4, 3, and a 2.
4, 3, 2. Okay, the 4 is what matters. So, would you like to spend that tribute on getting in, or just knowing more about what's going on?
Let's get us in. Let's get us past the door. Let's get us in the building, and then we can work out what the party is.
Kingsman, tell me what happens.
Okay, so I lay down the cards, and I say, okay, I win the hand. I win the game. I get both of you. Let's go find a quiet corner.
So they both kind of sit up and they're like, did we lose? Did we lose? I think we won too.
Well, yeah, it's there's winning and losing in all shapes and sizes. By the way, here's my friends.
So they all kind of look up and they start like attempting to kind of look around, and they kind of walk towards the main door. The knights look at them and flexing. Yeah, they don't look happy about this, right? Like they don't look happy that they're basically you're taking 4 people clandestinely in through the back gate, but they eventually do. Like one of them holds the door open, but you can see their eyes from behind the helmet that they're like not pleased. But you walk in through the hallowed back halls of the power temple, as both of them, like one monk on either side of you is kind of like has both of your hands at this stage, and they're kind of leading you through the various twisting and turning alleyways inside of it as they start getting into the power temple. And as you're kind of passing by a set of double doors leading out you see that you're actually backstage onto a huge amphitheater that it has monks everywhere setting up chairs as you're watching avatars being filtered in. It's almost like they're basically like trying to fill like not only the floor space in front leading up into this amphitheater, but also all of the chairs in the back as well too. So you get like a
Tim,
glimpse.
You think you can, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Tim, you think you can seduce all these, or do we need to find a new strategy for getting around all these monks? You got some game. I saw it back there. I was impressed.
I think there's a fluffer line somewhere. we might need to warm up. Find the monks. Let's just get a quiet corner somewhere where we can be nice and alone. My friends just want to watch. They're curious, but as soon as we get away from sort of prying eyes, let's see if we can try and knock them out.
Okay,
Get
so
their robes, go in disguise, the usual kind of Scooby-Doo thing.
Side note, do we get a tribute for that success back in the pool, or does he get a personal? Okay.
no, if he succeeded, nothing goes into the tribute pool. It's only if you have a wash does it go into the tribute pool. So both of the monks kind of lead you into one of the supply closets after leading you in with sly looks. They kind of like look at the four of you there and kind of make a motion. One goes, "You can watch, but only through the keyhole. Stay out here and don't get any trouble." And they open the door and kind of lead you in with a little pat as you come through.
What? Oh no!
Yeah, like this is amazing. We haven't had an avatar before as they walk, or at least not one as good looking as you. So, and as
that is true.
And as you kind of like walk into the supply closet together, you all watch as they flick the lights off and it turns completely black. You can hear the shuffling of disrobing as they start to undress.
Cool. With the lights off, can I take that as an opportunity to try to knock them out?
Yep, absolutely. That is 100% on you. Do you want to brawn it like that just to do concussion, or do you want to legitimately like do an attack?
No, I was thinking just brawn, like just bang heads together,
Bong.
literally. Yep.
Yeah, all right, do a brawn check.
Okay, so I've got 3 on brawn. I've got a 4, a 3, and a 1.
Great. Mark your feedback. And then if you'd like to use that tribute to succeed, tell me what happens.
Yep, it's fine. It's a simple monk as they were coming in close. That's nice. I'll turn the light back on, unlock the door, let everyone back in, and start to disrobe them. And what is in this room? Hopefully some more robes.
Well, as you go into the supply closet, you can see there's a lot of candles. Surprisingly, for a place that is a temple of power, there appears to be a lot of candles that are currently in place. So in the same time too, it is just kind of racks and racks of some other mirrors. There is actually Van Helen. There is a bunch of amp gear and kind of some other sonic gear that might be in there as well too, but no, unfortunately not any other robes at this stage.
Okay, I'm just checking, they are candles and not sticks of dynamite.
They are candles. Okay. Dynamite. Yeah. How much chaos do we want to make in the middle of this? How are we doing? Yeah, you know what we're gonna say? We're gonna say that this is not dynamite. But we can give, if you want, we can do a couple robes. We can do at least 4 robes for all of you. I don't want you to all to be walking around half sheathed in disguising elements. Although putting a werewolf in an LED robe outfit is probably going to give a little bit of something away. Just an FYI.
Okay. Well, we can just pretend to be stormtroopers with a Chewie.
Stormtroopers with a Chewie. There you go. Yeah. So you all robe up, put on your LED elements as you kind of grab all the, getting the look as best as the look can be with the 4 of you, carrying around these LED robes. And then you walk out through the supply closet and you can see that the murmur and the bustle is starting to be a lot louder now. Like that area is filling up pretty quickly And you can see that anxious, nervous energy that usually happens right before, clearly something is about to happen, right? That tension is in the air.
I'm ripping the sleeves off of my robe, as this is.
As blasphemy dictates, apparently, yes. What would you like to do? You're all dressed up in the robes. Something's about to start. Do you want to find yourself a new position? Do you want to mingle in with the crowd, or do you want to try to go explore deeper into the Temple of Power?
Can we get a more detailed description of the room and like what we see?
In the big amphitheater?
Yeah. Like, is there like corners with exits? Is there one entrance?
There is wings, yes. So basically the double doors that you walked into, imagine it being like a 2-foot raised stage, basically, that then has a bunch of people in front of it. And there are these giant golden columns that have just spotlights in all directions, not directly into where the audience eyes is, but basically the place is basking with various bright neon lights at this place. It is, you could tell this is definitely like some kind of shrine that has all of the focal point laid up into the front, and not unlike a in like a Catholic church where they have all of the stuff in the front to be able to do the presentation. Then the priest is usually to the side with some kind of podium to orate. There is a lot of that similar kind of setup. There's clearly a podium where someone is going to be speaking, and then there is these giant like effigies of power that are in place. And by power, I literally mean like symbols of electricity, and like these creatures who seem to be holding like massive amounts of like balls of energy in their hand. There's these giant circular lights that they seem to be holding up in kind of this almost like a devout kind of way.
Is that where the power is like originating from for the whole building?
I mean, that's no difficult. They look like very fancy lamps.
Gotcha.
They aren't the source of any of these lights, but they're very fancy, beautiful looking lamps. So,
and size wise, is this like does this amphitheater kind of fill up what we would assume to be the whole temple? Like, is this the sort of
most of the temple is this place? Yes. Yeah. Like this is easily 3/4 of what you saw outside. This is what this area is taking up. It's a big venue. This is a venue. You can tell probably events have been run here before. But this is a presentation of some kind of church of power, right? Church of electricity.
I'm curious. I'm down to sneak our way into the crowd and see what happens. But I'm up for whatever.
I mean, should we do the crowd, or should we? We got these robes. We're backstage. It's hard to imagine better seats than this.
That's the point. Did the monks have backstage passes?
Well, I mean, as Van Helen pointed out, you are wearing the robes. For good or ill, for whatever you're looking like, you are a bunch of beefcake folk all dressed up in your LED robes at the moment. So and as Van Helen pointed out as well too, his is all ripped up from the no sleeves kind of thing that he put together. So yes.
Oh no, my sleeves fell off. What are we gonna do? Let's just keep going.
Hey,
guess these biceps just gonna have to breathe.
So so I'm assuming you're still in the back at this moment, right? Like you haven't repositioned or moved anything from where the supply closet is at this stage. So do you want to, as Slugger suggesting, go into the crowd, or tell me what's up?
Do we see other priests? Can we like fall in line with the other priests?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see there are other priests who are starting to get stuff together. That is definitely like, there is a hustle and bustle of being able to prepare the space, right? And there are definitely some other priests who are starting to come along the side and get prepared for some kind of show. So as you're kind of watching From the back, you do see that like a hush kind of comes down across the crowd as like two lines of priests, not priests, but monks in their LED robes starting from each one of the wings and is going into the center to like meet, to kind of like make a line, a procession in the very, very back of the amphitheater where the double doors are that kind of led you into would lead you out into the amphitheater, if that makes any sense.
What do you guys think?
Get in
You
line,
guys just-
I guess.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So as you fall in line and come on out, you're kind of the last. And the way it kind of comes in, it splits the both of you. So there's two of you on the left side of the procession and two of you on the right side, and you're both kind of at the very, very end of the entire lineup. And you can hear more than anything, the back doors all the way across into the amphitheater shut as like everybody who has fallen into place. And then you watch as the lights just boom, the lights go out. Then you hear the click of a spotlight just as a beam of light comes down onto the podium. And you watch as this wisp of smoke kind of comes in from the side of the wings and forms and manifests up into this tall, gray-skinned form with long robes kind of coming down to its feet. And you hear as its voice projects out into the middle of the audience everywhere. Avatars, thank you so much for joining us on this momentous occasion. I say momentous, but truthfully, we are in dire straits. I've brought you all in because there is a cataclysmic problem of which I need your help. And there are many of you here because the need is so great. New Caltressa is running out of power. You hear it everywhere across. The denizens of this fair city are aware that we have a renewable source. But truth is, the renewable source is deep below this temple. And that renewable source is beginning to deplete. There are beasts below who are starting to ruin the precious resource that is giving this city its lifeblood. And the lights slowly start to brighten a little more as he starts discussing. Without your aid and assistance, these demons, these hell-thrashing beasts, will bring this city into a ruin, a darkness of which we will never be able to emerge from. Now, this is an open job, which means that the person who brings back the most amount of trophies showcasing the destruction of the beasts will get this. And kind of in the process of getting that, you watch as one of the monks, the LED monks, kind of like brings over this beautiful like black box, of which he clicks and opens it up, and there's a red velvet satin kind of background onto it, and it lifts up a black rectangle about this big, nondescript, just simple, and he holds it up in front of everyone. You hear one voice at some point in the crowd goes, "Well, what is it?" You see as he grabs it along either side of it, and upon pressing both of it, you watch as these blades just of pure like energy radiate out from both ends into this double-bladed staff that has this crackling perfect beam of green electricity coming out from either end of the staff, and presses it again. You watch it come right back into the little rectangle before he places it back in the box. Our most precious energy weapon, something we've been holding on to for generations as part of our service and devotion here, will go to the one group who can bring back the most, bring back the proof of the most bounties hunted from below the temple. These hellthrash beasts are not to be trifled with, which is why we have so many of you here. If you would like to take this job, then you can stay here and we will outfit you with the means of which to descend below. If you would like to decline, go and meet our neon monks in the back so that we might give you your discharge papers.
Oh no. Yo, it's a freaking lightsaber, dude.
Is that what you say in like in the fucking line?
Yeah. I just look at him like, long time ago, galaxy far, far away.
You feel like an elbow, like just hit you in your ribs at the most. Like, shut up.
Yeah, whatever group wins that's going to be really cool. They're going to be really happy whoever wins that.
So what do you want to do? It's this you see as the lights now are coming up in the main area, and there's an excited energy, right? As all of the avatars are now talking and discussing and starting to formulate their plans about what they're going to do, right, for all of this. And you kind of like see the one there's a monk in front of you, a howler that or Howley is what you said, Howley, right?
Howboy.
Howboy. One of the monk turns back and goes, I think I would have. Were you inducted recently? You don't look familiar.
I just transferred here. Can I schmooze him?
Schmooze it. Yeah. Or slink, whichever one you think is better.
Okay. Four dice. Roll it. Nope. 2, 3, 2, 2.
2, 3, 2, 2. Okay, so it's a wash, so you can take a tribute in the tribute pool. So no problem there. But
I'll have one whole tribute.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? You see the monk turn, he goes, No, I definitely would have. Guards! Kind of hears the voice like lays up as part of it, and everyone, like avatars, everyone just starts like looking towards the stage.
Whoa. You guys never heard of the HR didn't tell you about this guy? Yeah, it's part of the new inclusion program to let Wolfmen in. Are you going to be a barrier to hate? He's the first Wolfman in the monks, and this is how he's being treated.
You kind of like look as you're being talked to, like the monks are starting to pull past your robes and like looking underneath your robes, like violating your personal space a little bit by looking around and seeing all of your fucking avatar get up with your weapons and everything underneath it. Yeah, the attention starting to all kind of turn towards you as you see the neon knights are starting to like come in through.
Yeah, they're including avatars now in the program as well. Didn't HR tell you about this?
You watch as Dominion, the person at the pillar, like looks to you and sees that like Howley like sees that fucking recognition the eye, like looks at you. It's like, oh, it's these assholes.
I'm gonna try to shout out, behold, look what we have done. We have snuck into the order of these monks to prove that we are the ones who are right for this job. We are going to kick all of your asses. Let's go.
Legend smithing.
I will get my high five from that vampire guy if it costs me everything.
That's a 3 and a 2.
All right, it's a wash. People are not impressed. They're looking at you. They're like, Yeah, so yeah, I mean, what you did manage to do perfectly is create a moment of awkward silence as everyone kind of stands and looks at you for a moment. Yeah.
Can I do a backflip to try and impress them with my stunts?
I think we're past impressing at this point. So,
Okay.
Yeah, we're a 4-man show. Like he does the acrobatics.
And for my next trick, right?
Okay, that one didn't work. Let me try again. Just like
what would you like to do?
you guys were bombing. We
Listen, we seduced our way in here fair and square. All right. You don't know what we had to do to get these robes. Just continue with the presentation.
Right. The knights are starting to fall in, and they are definitely starting to make a little bit of a curve around you as the monks, the real monks, have started to kind of pull themselves away from you at the moment, and you kind of watch as you're being pulled into the center of the small stage, or the lightly raised stage at this point, with all of them with their halberds down and pointing at you directly, as now the four of you are kind of in a clump with a circle of neon knights around you.
Can we demand to see their leader?
You could do whatever you want, man. It's a role-playing game. You
Yeah,
tell me what you want to do.
I'd like to see your sergeant. No, bring your sergeant out here. We have you're
Can we pull a
discriminating
Karen?
against our wolfman here.
Can I see your manager?
Roll for Karen.
Yeah.
You kind of watch as you're demanding to speak to the manager. You kind of watch as this wisp kind of comes back around again and circles around the neon knights as it again formulates up in front of you and goes, "The absolute audacity of some avatars, really."
I mean,
okay.
We just wanted to get your attention. We just want to be the
Well, you have it. Here
Exactly.
I am in front of everyone else in New Caltressa. Why did you wear my monks? You think this is some monster of the week fucking temple that you can just put on my monk's robes and sneak in here?
Well, it worked pretty well, so that has something to say about your security, doesn't it?
Yeah, it clearly worked out very well. Surrounded. All
It
right.
was working out just fine for your entire presentation.
I have my patience is beginning to waver as every time you open your mouth, little baseball bat. So let's have a discussion very quickly, because I'm about this close to having all of you thrown out, and I don't think any of the avatars here would mind. Would you? You hear a chorus of no. At this point.
We're the horrible passenger on a plane who claps when everybody leaves. What you're saying? Man, when did being an avatar being like, when did a bunch of squares become avatars, man? Like we got here because we were the most chaotic metal mofos on the planet. If anything, I think we passed a test that the rest of you failed.
Right. You see, as you're talking, Van Helen, you can kind of see Dominio as the eyes are glazing over a moment, but then suddenly this like moment of recognition comes into place and goes, "You know what? You are right.
What? I mean, yeah, I am.
You beat my guards. You snuck into my temple without even a fair warning, donned the robes of my most devout, and have proved your worth to come up here right in the front and garner my attention. I think you've all deserved the chance at the first run. In fact, I think you've even deserved a head start." You hear a global like uproar of like, "What? No. What? Why? Dominio, come on." And you hear as he raises his hand up and you watch his electricity just like shoots out from all of his fingertips as it like electrifies into these little lightning rods that you didn't notice were there beforehand, but were dangling down from the top of the amphitheater as it connects to it. And everyone just shuts up and goes, "That's enough. Yes, I will have my monks escort you down, and I will give you a 1.5 hour lead. After that," kind of motions to the backs, "I'm letting the whole bullpen in. But yes,
I was going to say, as they're leading us down, I'm going to, as we're strutting past all the avatars, I'm just going to stand a bit taller, square my shoulders a bit, hold my chin up. Yeah, bitches. Okay. And go first. Yeah.
all right.
Nobody.
Yes.
I'm holding my hand out. Nobody's giving me a high five.
No one's giving you a high five. You like kind of like try to like find their hands a little bit as you're going into it, and they keep pulling their hands away from you. And one of them even bops you in the back of the head as you walk by.
What the hell, man? Your hands weren't in your pocket a second ago.
All right. As the monks, the LED monks, they take you into the group and have you pass through the concession of very pissed off avatars. You kind of go in deeper into the Temple of Power and start to descend down a long spiral staircase that takes it down. You know that you're now directly beneath where the amphitheater was beforehand, but this dark column of space as you continue to like circle down and around and around. The little bit of light that is illuminating from the monks' robes do show you that there seems to be like a giant steel beam or like a cylinder that's right in the center of this descending staircase, and you can hear the humming of just motors moving just below you. And you descend deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the core of the city, basically. And as you get towards the bottom, you see there's this beautiful ornate door that stands before you across from where the staircase leads you into the open area. And you see this like ornate door that is at least 20 feet wide by 40 feet tall and has these riveted beams that are holding it shut. And you watch as Dominio comes down and places his hand upon what appears to be like a like brass pad on the side of the door, and upon placing it, you watch as electricity just coils right through the whole thing, right? And the bar is just, and they kind of, Dominio like places his hand off of it and looks towards all of you, the four of you together. And as the neon, monks are starting to walk back up the stairs again, Dominio goes, "Good luck to you," and begins to turn away.
All right, well, we got an hour and a half head start. We got a lightsaber on the line.
Let's fuck
You
up.
guys, we did it. Sorry.
Cool.
No, you're fine.
I'm going to draw my two hammers from my back, and let's go. Let's walk in.
All right. So as you slowly push the door open, you see that the black column is pierced by a little bit of red light that just streaks through. And as you're pulling the door open, you kind of hear of someone running from across the room from where you are. And you kind of see as Kingsman, one of the people who you had seduced and clacked the head together, who, you know, is basically in another row, but, you know, it's disheveled and clearly looks like it was put on in haste, kind of pulls you from the back and goes, "Don't go in there. Whatever you do, don't go in there." And then screaming, like as like you watch a bolt of electricity just hit the back of the monk, and watch to pull him up as like the static slowly starts to pull this person up and around, and you see as their screaming body eventually fills with so much, it pops. It doesn't even explode. It just kind of like pops into a mist of red gore as you feel the slight rain coming down on town you, and you feel the blood as the door just opens up all of the way, and you see before you. We'll take a little break and then we'll hop back into it. I'll let you know what it is. I may have to ask JB and everyone, are we allowed to take a break at this moment? Is there enough time that we can do so? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll take a quick break, go get some water, come back, and then we'll wrap this sucker up between the four of you. You have no fucking idea. It's okay. I love you all. It's great. It's fine. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for that little water and pee break, everybody. How are we feeling? Like, how are you doing? We played for a little bit, rolled some dice. What are you thinking about the game so far?
Like we're about to die.
Yeah. Is that where you're at with it?
It'll be fun, but we're about to die.
Yeah.
I think we deserve it for what we did to that monk we knocked out right before break.
That's what I mean. I feel sorry now. Maybe I just should have had him at least give him something to one last fling before going pop.
Well,
I feel sorry for him now.
You know, it's all right. There was
I'll
hope.
get the other one. I'll save the other one. You can have a happy ending.
If two can't have it, then at least one can, right?
Exactly.
Sex him twice as hard.
I will admit that was the first time I've ever done infiltration by sextaposition at that stage. So that was new for me. But all right, cool. Well, as we talked about earlier, there is this moment where, you know, this monk came running right up towards you just to say, "Don't, whatever you do not go." And then that word was cut off as you just hear the as you watch as this like, I know I said earlier it was this lightning that had pulled them up, but really it was this like tendril, this like kind of bladed long, almost like if anyone's familiar with like a rope dart, right? Like a long, basically thread with some kind of blade at the end of it that just shot by all of you at the same time. All four of you kind of crowded around. It went by all of you and kind of just like went right through and then almost wrapped around it to tie itself off as this monk was just yanked through the door. In through the double doors, as you look through and see this towering creature, this, you know, cloven hoofed, double jointed beast with two giant horns, of which another pair of horns is curving down from its curved horns, and its long snout with its cut off t-shirt and a pair of cut off jeans as it looks towards all of you and just screams as loud as it can. And behind it, you see this fiery hellscape in front of you of rock and molten stone and rivers of lava, as you see these small like energy, like they almost look like as if when people draw wind, you know, when they're trying to art wind, and draw like lines and stuff through it looks like that, but you can see there's just some wistfulness to it, as inside of this giant cavern below, there's this firescape and this creature just stands in front of you and roars, Roll up that initiative as you're
Ooh.
fighting the hell thrash beasts. So
Maybe we wait for the other group. We wait an hour and a half for the other guys, and they soften them up, and then we
It's a
come in.
little late for that.
So while you're saying that, I point my hammer to this beast and say, "Now that is something I can kill." Then I'm going to charge in.
all right, great. So what you're all going to do is you're going to take actually 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. You're going to take 5d4 and roll up your initiative.
Okay.
And whatever that number is, tell it to me.
12.
15.
So Slugger is 12. Who's 15?
Kingsman.
Kingsman is 15.
And Halen rolled a 12.
And Helen rolled a 12. Oh, you two are harmonizing. All
I got a
right.
We got a thing
13.
going on.
13. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do 13. Great. Which means, very apropos for what you just described, Kingsman, you are the first one up.
I will run directly towards this demon, effigy thing, whatever it is, this creature. And I'm going to see if I can take out its legs. I'm going
All
to slide on the floor with the hammers and take out a kneecap. Depending
Okay.
on how big the kneecap is, I suppose, where it is.
I mean, it's stands about another foot taller than you at this
Okay,
stand.
so
The
it's-
kneecap.
yeah.
So you don't even need to slide. It's pretty much right at swing level.
Let's do it.
Great. Well, then what I'm going to recommend is that you roll an attack. If you're rolling attack, you're not trying to activate any particular power move specifically.
Yeah.
Roll that attack, which means you're going to take your attack stat, which looking at what you have is 4. And you're going to roll 4 dice.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I add? I was going to say risky move because that will add an extra.
Yeah. So how risky move works is you basically spend tributes in order to do bonus damage.
Okay, we're wait because we've only got the 1 in there.
Yeah.
I've got no personal tributes and we've only got 1 in the pool.
Yeah, you basically everything deal damage plus 1 damage for every tribute point spent onto a single target in range.
Okay. Right. So my attack is 4. I roll 4 d4s. Am I adding up or am I still doing?
Looking just for 4s.
Okay, I've got 1 4, 2 2s, and 1 3.
Okay. So what that would mean is you do 3 damage because your damage is 3. All right. So with your 1, you basically slug this thing across the knee, right? Just crack it and you feel it connect, no problem, as it just racks up against its knee as it shrieks in pain. Yeah, thrash demon. And now I get to go. So this is each enemy, a little bit explaining times. Each enemy in Gods of Metal Ragnarok is classified as a certain type of enemy. And what the type of enemy they are determines how often they activate, because enemies do not have initiative. Basically, an enemy activates after every avatar activates, which is why harmonizing like Slugger and Van Helen down the road, only one enemy is going to be able to activate for both of you two getting to go. Which is why harmonizing is so important. But I would like to describe to you just what the actual these characters are called. Ooh, there we go. If I had it pulled up, but I actually realized that I completely. Come on, you. Well, anyway, they're hordes, schlubs, solos, and then bosses and legendary is where it is. So right now, you're looking at actually an elite, my bad. So elite solos. So you're looking at an elite right now, which means that he activates up to he activates at least once per round of activation. So he doesn't activate every single time like a boss does, but I actually do need to look this up. I had 5 minutes to do this. What the hell am I doing? Here we go. Horde Solo Elite activates twice per round. So he'll be able to activate at least twice per round in this circumstance. So Kingsman, as you cracked it across the knee with your hammer, you feel it howl in pain, and it's going to take a swipe down at you and going to attempt to connect and do the same thing to you. It's going to try to bat you off to the side, but you get to roll your defense and see how much of that damage you get to ignore.
Okay, I got 4 again for defense.
Right.
Okay, I got 2 4s, a 3, and a 2.
Okay, so it would have done 4 damage to you. Instead, it's doing 2 damage to your 2 hits to your meat track.
Okay.
So it was 4 hits. Now it's 2 hits because you negated, unless you would like to take any of those tributes and instead put them into the tribute pool and soak up all 4 hits instead.
I will. Yes. So
Okay.
I'll put two tributes into the tribute pool, and I will take 4 hits.
4 hits. Great. Howley, you're up next.
Can I just pull out my revolver and shoot him? Can I aim for? I just want to aim for an eye.
Yeah, you can aim for whatever the hell you want, but you're going to shoot. Is what you're going to do. You're going to roll that attack. Is what you're going to do.
Okay, 2. So I roll 2d4.
Yeah, you're going to roll 2d4. Your attack is 2.
Okay, I got a 4 and a 3.
You got a 4 and a 3. Okay, so for that 1 tribute, you can use that to do damage, or again, you can put it into the tribute pool as well too. Any tributes you roll for any roll, whatever, can always have an option of going into the tribute pool. But
like
also
instead of success, I can just throw a tribute in the pool.
If you wanted to. Any tributes goes, but you can obviously spend that success as well too to do another 2 damage to this thing.
Yeah, let me do 2 damage. I'm aiming for an eye.
All right,
might have strong eyes.
Yeah, you watch as like one of your revolver shots goes off, and you see a spray of blood just eke off of the side of its face as you watch as another spray of blood as it just kneecapped on it, just again as it just now is looking down, and you feel another light misting of black ichor come down upon you as it takes its second hand and goes for its second attack. And you actually watch as the first one who tried to slap Kingsman away, this other one basically is pulling out you kind of watch its nails kind of come out for a moment as it throws it's almost like it was doing a slap, but you watch instead as its long nails instead kind of pull out and forward like long tendrils. That you now acknowledge was the thing that pierced the monk beforehand, but almost like living needles of claws. They just kind of reach out and attempt to get you, Howley, and at least wrap you up. Can
I dodge? Is that a thing or no?
You can roll your defense, is what you can do. Okay. Right. So in this one, in order to repeal this, you have to roll at least one. You have to spend 1 tribute to repeal this grapple attack, so to speak.
Oh, to do the dodge move, I have to spend a tribute.
Yes, so you're going to roll your defense and spend a tribute. So,
is that how many do we have in the pool right now?
Well, you can still roll. You're going to still roll your defense of 4. And if you get a tribute, you will do it. You will do it, right? But then you can also spend tribute from the tribute pool to roll more dice, blah, blah, blah. Continue.
Now I understand.
Yes.
4 2 2 2. You got 1
4. 4-2-2-2-2. Okay, great. So you have one, and you can spend it to not be grappled. You can also put it in the tribute pool if you would like.
Let me not be grappled. I want to defend. Yeah.
All right, narrate it for me.
Okay, the tendrils shoot out, and I do a little matrix dodge and slide back, and everything feels like slow motion, and they just fall to the ground. And do they come back to him? Do they suck back in his claws?
Yep. They come, they just go whoosh, and then just like retract, like if someone took a tape measure and held the button down after it's fully extended, as it kind of like whips back and, clacks you on the thumb, because that always hurts.
And I just feel the wind zip by me, and it almost gets me on the return. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, then Slugger, that makes you up next. So.
Okay, I'm going to just go for a basic weapon attack at this point. So
all right,
is 3. I'm aiming for just a gut punch with my bat to its stomach.
Right in there. Go for the guts.
It's a 3, a 2, and a 1.
A 3, a 2, and a 1. It's a wash. All right. I think you can narrate this if you want to, but my brain is literally just imagining you just taking a dry swing. So
yep, swing and a miss.
It's just a swing and a miss. So
powerful swing, can feel the wind past him, but it doesn't do any damage.
That's right. And you know what? I was just reminded too. I forgot that Slugger and Van Halen, you're both harmonizing. So technically you can do this together. So we've rolled your attack, Slugger, so we know what that is. But Van Halen, you can, because you're both harmonizing, you can treat all of your feedback and your tributes as if you were one person. And so you can share them between each other. Mm-hmm. Right. So what would you like to do?
And on that wash, we mark a party feedback, right?
You do mark a part. Because of that wash, you can put a tribute in the tribute pool.
So we're at, just so everybody knows, we're at 5. One more, and we can activate our anthem. Correct? 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, since we were harmonizing, me and Slugger, I think we
Slugger and I.
Yeah, Slugger and I apologize, Professor Van Norman. This is a move we've pulled together. We haven't known each other long, but she attacked the front, and I'm gonna sneak around the back with my microphone nunchucks, and I'm gonna take a crack at the back of that skull.
Okay. Back of the skull. You're gonna have to hop up pretty high to get to the back of that skull.
I'm doing a 300 style in the air nunchucking.
All right. Go for it. Yeah, you're all definitely in the zone for it. And just so you can all hear this as well too, because this is part of combat. This is a zone-based combat, right? So right now you're all in the engaged zone, which basically means that you're close enough to it that you can move and attack no problem. Nothing is adjacent to you yet. There's an adjacent and then there's a distant zone, but everything's kind of relative to where you are to whatever subject you want, right?
How many D4s do I roll again?
What's your attack?
My attack is 2.
Then roll 2 dice.
Gotcha. I am, I'm not the. I rolled 2 2s, so wash.
So again, though, tribute in the tribute pool for getting that wash. For yours, Van Halen, I made it so that you rolled less attack dice, but each success does more damage, right? Which is what that damage is 3. Now remember, I know that Slugger's been doing a great job keeping things up to get this anthem going, but at any time, if you would like to roll more dice, you can always take them from the tribute pool and roll additional dice for potentially higher successes.
Or we would use that for abilities as well, correct?
You'd use that also for abilities. If you're going to say, hey, I want to do, tune-up or, silence or one of your power moves, you would roll your skill check, right? But you could also always use tribute from the tribute pool in order to do that.
Awesome.
So, all right. So Van, both of you, unfortunately, both a swing and a miss and hitting a lot of air between this process of trying to move around this hell thrash demon. We are going back up to Kingsman again. Who gets to start first?
Am I behind the creature now? So I've gone through its legs. Everyone else has had an attack.
You're basically right in front of it because you did a swing on the first hit and didn't get much, right? Yes.
Okay, so I'm still there. That's fine. I will try it again. Exactly the same. I will give a call out to Kakatari.
All right.
If there's any blessings, let me know. We've got 4 on attack. Oh dear. I've got 2 1s and 2 2s.
Oh, mark both of your feedback.
Yep.
And unfortunately, this time Kekatari can't hear you that far down in the earth from where you are. And also the primal scream that you're feeling from this hell thrash demon, as you basically it kind of actually almost bends its head down so that it can get a better purview onto it. And you can feel spittle like just running by you at the moment as it's just continuing to just hit you like that, right? But you kind of watch as all the spit comes by and a big glob kind of falls across your face as you feel the hand grasp a hold of you and throw you basically behind it as if trying to chuck you away. Roll your defense again.
Okay.
See how much you can ignore.
Defense is 4. I have 2 3s, a 4, and a 2.
All right, so you mitigate at least one of them.
Yeah.
That's right. So the defense actually reduces it by that much. What is your defense again? 4?
Defense is 4.
Okay, great. So you're in this circumstance going to just, because what was it? Health rash demon. Interesting. Doing some math in my head, and because we had it played a certain way, but now I'm looking at my creature's math versus what's going on with you. Yeah, okay. It just does 1 hit onto your body, all right? But it does throw you behind it, basically chucking you behind as you land, just rolling as you fall down onto, the rocky platform beside you. And you look up and you can see another pair of horns slowly start to come up from the ground beneath you.
Shit.
And start to climb its way up the rock ledge towards the area where your body has been thrown down at this moment. So
Okay. I'll shout out to everyone. We got another one coming.
Awesome. Howley, that leaves you up next.
Oh no. Okay. Is this what notoriety are we with our god? Are we just 0?
3.
We are 3? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought I remember you saying that. All right. So I'm gonna attack him. I'm gonna try to do like a running slide shoot with my revolver to get close, and then just maybe claw him up a little bit while I'm close. Because I got 2 attack dice. So I'm gonna roll them.
All right. Yeah, roll them. You're going to be making an attack again. Go for it.
Yep. 4, 2. So one of them hits. Maybe the revolver.
Oh, so you rolled 2 and then you got a 2 and a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, however you want to express it, man, that it's up to you. You want you want to have the revolver go off again and do another 2 damage to it? Hell yeah, do that. So
rock. Oh, cool. Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm gonna do. And then I think that's it. I think that's my move.
All right. So you slide and you pop another shot off and you watch as another bullet just gets under its armpit this time, as you can see the exit wound spraying out from the other side, coming into it as your cowboy werewolfness dodges from barrel to barrel accordingly, but they're stalagmites. So
all
right.
I did shout, we're gonna need heavier ammunition to take him down.
All right, well, we get to go again. So the hell thrash demon that you just shot at is now going to attempt to make another slam attack onto you, Slugger, that's in front, because you made that swing and a miss, but it's just basically going to try to take its palm and just try to crush you like a beetle at this point. So roll your defense at this stage.
I've got a defense of 5. 4 2s and a 1.
4 2s and a 1.
Yes.
All right. I mean, take a wash, take a tribute. All right. But also have 8 hits go across your meat track as well, too.
I'm not doing great. On that note, so there are these bloody track marks, and it says for performance pools. What counts as a performance pool?
So a performance.
All 3 of
Oh
them.
yeah, for the bloody track. Okay, so everything basically. If you're rolling dice, that is often a performance pool, right? Whether you're rolling attack, not damage, obviously that doesn't count. But like if you're rolling an attack, or if you're rolling defense, if you're rolling speed, if you're rolling a performance pool for a power move or a skill, all of it counts.
So I have an additional 2 tributes every time I roll, basically.
You have an additional dice that you roll, and then you get a free tribute. Yes.
Well, for all 3, it says additional 2 tributes in all performance pools.
You get not only an additional dice, but you also get 2 tributes just for free. So, yeah. Cool.
Almost dead, but I'm badass now.
Yeah, basically, all of you, as you know, Kingsman maybe not so much because he was rolled down, but like Howler and Van Helen, like you kind of looked as like Slugger took this whiff, right, and like missed this knee point, and then you watched just like a giant claw that is around a hand that is the size of Slugger almost, or maybe even just a little bit bigger, but then just like palm them right into the ground and basically watch as it just is crushed completely. Like it's hold down. It's like the palm is on the rock now, kind of a situation. But that also means Van Halen, we keep doing this. You're harmonizing together. You both can harmonize. So please stop me. You get to go together.
So we got crushed together.
No, just Slugger at this moment. Actually, no, that's right, because Slugger, now you and Van Helen, you both get to go. You're harmonizing now. So,
and I did mess that up. I do only get 1 additional, because I counted it's 12 to die instead of 10, so I got confused. But it's all
that's okay.
We still get 1 extra die and 1 additional. So how would we activate our anthem if we wanted to do that?
You just tell me, you pull all the tributes. You're like, I want to activate our anthem.
Y'all good with that?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Power up
before Slugger goes down. Yeah, well, let's. Oh man, we could have used Bluey in his healing. Damn it!
I'm like, I point up at the sky. I'm like, could really use you right now, Bluey. We.
All right. So what is so you're spending 6, right?
Yeah.
And as I mentioned earlier, that's the minimum that you need to spend in order to activate it, because it costs 1 to activate the double damage part of the anthem, 3 to activate the duplicates part of the anthem. But then defense and duration both are considered X's, right? So right now you can spend 1 and 1, and then your defense will increase by 1, and the duration of the anthem will increase by 1, right? But if you want to spend more, do you want to increase defense or duration for the stuff that you have in the tribute pool?
What is the current duration?
1. Because you're spending 1. So it's going to activate 1 full round of all of you activating. That's how long the anthem is at the moment.
Okay, and you said it would take an additional, like,
tribute.
1. It would take 1 tribute or 6?
1 tribute.
Okay, then we've got 2 tributes left in the pool. Do we want to spend them?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, let's get that encore.
So you're doing it for 3 rounds. You're activating the anthem for 3 full rounds.
2 rounds and then 1 to defense, you said, right? We could do it to both.
Well, the 6 counts as your 1. So when you spend 6, you can't, that already increases your defense by 1. You can increase your defense by 2 if you keep spending more tributes, right? So
and we all increase defense by 1 then? Is that how it works? Okay.
If that's the case. So so just tell me how many tributes you're thinking about spending total, and how many you want to put total into defense and duration.
If we spend our full 8, we could go an additional 1 to defense and 1 to duration. So 2 full rounds of double damage and plus 2 to defense, which we could use right now because I'm close to dead.
And also you'll have your duplicates as well too.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay, great.
Got nothing left.
So describe to me what this anthem looks like. Describe to me what this like Voltron mecha moment where all four of you contribute something awesome to have this anthem go down.
I think possibly like in spite of ourselves, we don't even realize it's happening. We just fall into lockstep where we're all moving simultaneously. Like one like sort of like harmonizing, but this like sort of like a weapon hits and a nunchuck spin and axe swings all just in sort of perfect unison together, and it creates a like an energy that connects us all, kind of.
Right. So, and as this energy begins to connect all of you, like, if you don't mind, can I take the ball? I want to run with it a little bit to feel into it. So, as you feel this energy, this kind of like this harmonizing come between you, that harmonizing energy starts becoming almost like this blue sheen goes down between all four of you at the moment, right? Like all four of you start to have your colorage, but then it slowly starts to mutate into a blue tone, and then from that, almost like a caterpillar when it emerges from the cocoon, you just take one step forward, and then your duplicate is basically right behind you. So you step forward, and the duplicate is like blue. It is 100% blue, right? And then but at the same time, you feel not only the hardness of your skin toughen as your defense gets stronger, but you also feel like the power of blue, right? Like raging inside of your weapons as you step forward. But now instead of four of you, there are 8 of you moving around these two, or one, but soon to be emerging second health rash beast coming up. So, okay, cool. You activated the anthem, but here's the deal. Activating anthems, it's a free action. You and Slugger and Van Halen, you still get to harmonize, all right, and do your action together.
But now with our duplicates, right?
Yeah, and your double attack and your defense at this point. Basically, it isn't going to happen. It isn't going to end until it's Slugger's not next round, but the round after.
Okay. And so the duplicates, are they the mechanic through which damage doubles, or do they also do stuff?
No, they also do stuff.
Okay.
But they aren't the thing that mechanics doubles. You still do double damage as your characters.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up specifically.
The duplicates can attack?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So we just basically quadruple damage right now.
We're going to wipe them out right now. So rock and roll. Blue goo.
You said there was another pair of horns coming.
Yeah. So there was another one coming up.
Yeah.
But let me just get to describing what it is perfectly. This is why it costs three tributes just to activate this part of the anthem, right? Each one is like a puzzle piece to put together, or like a part of the Voltron.
Can you do singular parts of the anthem at a time?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. That's what makes the anthem, right? It's either all or nothing.
Totally. No, I like that. That's rock and roll.
Okay, where are you? Anthems. Here we are. Okay. Doubles. It was a howler one. Yeah. When attacked by an enemy, some duplicates the duration. When attacked by the enemy, roll the dice. Yeah. Oh, you know what? This explicitly says it doesn't attack. It doesn't. That they don't attack. They are just mirror images that you're dealing.
Gotcha.
Yes. So, however. So Slugger and Van Halen, are you making attacks, or are you doing other things?
We got no tribute left, so all I really got is an attack.
Me and my duplicate are going to attempt to knowing that Sluggers has some bat justice to unleash. Can we attempt to grapple, restrain, so it's less likely to dodge?
So check this out, right? So this is it. I did not mention this, and it was in the rules, but let me remind everybody again. At any point, you can choose for your action in combat to do what's called a hype action, right? So rather than attacking or casting some kind of power move, you can pick a skill, and you can roll that And any tributes that you get as a result of that hype action can go into the tribute pool. So basically you forfeit your attack, or you forfeit your action, or even a movement, but you can hype up, right? So what you're describing, Van Halen, is what I think is what I would be considered like a hype action, right? And for me, that sounds like a Brawn hype action, right? Like you're hyping up Slugger at this point to to make sure that they connect. And so roll Brawn and see if you generate any tributes that then Slugger can potentially use in your harmonization. See, this is how we start thinking tactically, right?
This is I have a 6 in Forge. Maybe I could figure out a way to
well, yeah. So
hyper
that's
up with my Forge ability.
So that's the thing too. You can never do the same hype action in a row, like twice in a row. But if you can think of a Forge way, and you want to do that now, and you want to narrate for me cleverly, like you did with the holding back, like I'm ready to hear it.
No, that's going to take some time to bullshit that.
Okay.
So I think I'll just roll Brawn, which is a 2, and I rolled 2 2s. So that's a wash.
So it's a wash. So at least one goes in the tribute pool. Unfortunately, Slugger can't use it, but yes.
Yeah.
Just roll my attack, which is 3. One of them fell.
I'm doing like a high school chant.
Be
aggressive.
One tribute?
One tribute. So that would be, I'm going to use it for damage. I do 3 damage.
Okay.
I actually hit him in the gut this time.
That's it. You did. I actually got it and hit it hard, right? By the way, for the record too, your power moves, you can always choose to activate a power move and attempt to roll for it to succeed, just as you would attack as well too, right?
So even if you don't have tribute in the tribute pool, you can do that and try for those successes.
Yes, you can. So in your circumstance, Slugger, with shock, right? Where it says skill B and M, Brawn and Magicka. That's what those are for. You would say, okay, I'm gonna try to do shock, right? But you're going to roll either Brawn or Magicka, but you have to have 2 in order to pull that off. That's what that 2 means. You have to at least have 2 tributes to pull it off. Yes. Okay. But that's fine. Slugger Van Halen, you finished your activation. You watch Kingman as the second Hell Thrash demon starts lifting itself up now that it's come up. The horns lifted beforehand, but now you can actually feel the rocks roll onto you as a clawed hand like slams its hand down to pull the rest of its weight up as it's emerging from some cavern. And as you're stepping up, you're actually seeing it's got a huge grin on its face, like this wide grin, and you see these wispy little pieces of energy like going around it again. In fact, if anything, like it was kind of not a big deal beforehand, but now there seems to just be this swirling, moving energy. Now that the thrash demon is lifting up, you can see the swirling energy around it. It seems to be like building momentum. Right?
I forgot I have
Yes.
an extra tribute that I could use, so I'm going to do 3 more damage there.
You're going to do another 3? Okay, yes. You rolled another tribute and I didn't know.
I have an automatic tribute and additional.
The bloodied. Yep.
Blood.
Yep.
And I rolled another die because I forgot to, but it was a 3, so it doesn't matter. And
good.
Can you tell us at all how this guy is looking? Like, is he messed up at all, or?
I mean, with that other 3 that you just throwed into it, it's looking fucked up. Right. Like after you've basically hit it in this process, like you took it to another knee, like this time you heard bone snap as you watch as it turned itself into an angle and it dropped itself down, emitting another scream and roar into your face. And you can see, in the same way I'm describing the Kingman, like as it roars, you can see the swirling energy that was kind of moving around it actually speed up for a moment. Like it almost like it got faster as this thing got angry.
And are you doubling those, or is that 12 damage?
Oh my gosh, this is the anthem. This is the double damage.
I forgot all of our skills, but I just remembered them in the nick of time.
Instead of breaking its kneecap, why don't you explain to me its grisly demise then, since you doubled the damage on everything?
I think I'm going straight for the gut again after being so mad the first time, and I just take a hell of a swing, home run cut, straight into its stomach, and the guitar part of my my bat flips open as I swing, and essentially that edge slices through the middle of this thing, and it sort of folds backward onto itself as it's still connected in the back, but the top half of it folds back, exposing its innards and gore and blood.
Oh yeah, intestines just pool everywhere as it floods forward. You almost you just are like bathed in basically gore at this moment as it all floods towards you, almost like knocking you back, like as if you just went into a butcher's rapid wave, right? That kind of just hits you. Tripping. But since you just left a little bit of its spine left, yeah, as it folds back, you kind of, the legs are actually being propped up by the back of the thrash demon at the moment. So it hasn't even fallen over. It's just now standing there with its legs akimbo, top half completely gone. Dope.
Hell yeah.
God.
Kingsman, yeah, I mean, you're up, man.
Okay, so after seeing this one, the first one getting downed, and now we have this second one rising, will my attacks also do double damage?
Everyone's
Right.
doing double damage
So
right now.
let's with this one that's coming up, even that big smile, it's not fully out of the ground yet. So what I want to do is run up and see if I can remove the jaw with one big swing, if I can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go for it. Go make a big attack swing. See what happens in this context. Like, make that attack.
I have 1-1, but 4 3s.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. 3 4s. And 1
3
1.
4s.
Yeah, I've got
and
3
1
4s
1
and 1 1 because I've only got the 4 dice.
All right. Well, first of all, add that feedback. How are you looking on feedback wise now, by the way?
1 2 3 4 5 6.
Six feedback at the moment.
Yeah.
Are you applying all 4 of those 4s to
Three
or 3 of the 4s to damage?
Yeah, I want to take off this jaw as if I can.
Okay, so that's just so I'm hearing it. 4, 8, 12, because
12.
each time you activate it, and then doubled for 24 damage.
Correct. And as I go past, I'm going to wipe that smile off his face.
Literally, you cleave it in a single thrash. It just is done in one swipe, Kingsman. One full hit. All right.
Smile at me, bitch.
Through your combat, Ivan.
So as you kind of like see this thing throw down, you kind of come down, and as you watch the body like fall down, right, like back on the chasm from which it came, you start to see, you start to see and move and watch as, like, from the periphery, from where you are, you start to see demons just emerging from caverns and from up top, and there are dozens of them as they start to move and twist and pull away, and they are looking at you and continuing to kind of see this process of you all starting to come in, and all, like, dozens of these demons, like at least 12 are in the adjacent zone from you, but in the distant could be another 15.
In my head, I was just seeing aliens, and they're just coming out like everywhere. The walls are shit.
They're just coming out, and they're starting, like, the ones in front are starting to use their dog legs to, like, start to leap from, like, broken rock to broken rock, clearing chasms in a single bound as they are all running straight towards you.
Is the door behind us closed?
It's open. It's open.
We need to go and close the door behind us.
we need to get the horns off of these, or either the horns or the heads off of these fuckers, bring them back as trophies, and close that door for the next hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We played that anthem a little soon.
But it is technically in combat. I mean, they're in the adjacent zone. So Kingsman, you've finished. Nothing is within the engaged zone. So they are all all of the thrash demons that are there. They are just moving or attempting to move from the adjacent zone to you. But Howley, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, can I just sort of point towards mine and sort of start skipping backwards towards the door? Like, come on, they're coming.
Yes, absolutely.
Go.
You can totally move. In fact, actually, one of the things that will be helpful is in combat, if you want to reposition from one zone into another, you get one zone movement for free. But if you want to do any more zone movement, you have to roll speed. Right. But yes, you move. And now Howley, you're up next. So
all right, can I like howl? Can I howl at them, but use my minor illusion to make it seem like bigger and kind of slow them down?
I mean, so yeah, I mean, what you're asking is to activate one of your power moves, right?
Yeah.
So roll the skill that's assigned to it, which is Magicka, and see what happens.
Gotcha. 5d4. Ooh, I got 1, 3, 4, 4, 3.
1, 3, and 4, 4, and 3.
So okay. I only needed one to do the move, right? And can I put the other one in the tribute pool?
I don't know. Do you want to do that?
Or should I use it in yeah, let me put it in the pool. Let me just put it in the pool.
Okay, cool.
I'm not sure what I want to do.
Yeah, no, it's great. So describe it for me. What is this minor illusion?
It's just a ferocious scream to amplify my already horrendous howl.
Okay, awesome. So you're basically making your howl even bigger and wider, and
it makes it like it just looks like a physical object, like sound waves coming at them, but it's an illusion. Yeah.
So as they're all like running forward, they actually stop briefly for a moment to brace for what they think is probably going to be a devastating sonic attack, right? As they hold into it, but as it like washes right by them, they're just like, and then they dig their hands back in again and just do another running leap as they continue to move forward. As you see them running, they slowly, or as they're culminating together, you can see them, they're starting to like bump into each other, like trying to edge for a better position to try to get to the two of you or the four of you in a better way. And as you see them starting to edge into each other, you kind of continue to see that this waving, swirling energy is continuing to get, thicker and thicker and thicker. It's almost like a fog now at this point of just like, deepened energy.
Did Kingsman stay in the room?
Kingsman was backing up, right? But
okay. Can I just start backing up a little bit and move towards him?
100%.
Okay, right. And that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, great. So I have one thrash demon, the closest one, who taking their action basically does a pounce as you kind of watch as it grabs both of its hands into the rock in front of it, and just using its massive muscular arms and its dog legs to kind of do a leap, just this very powerful, purposeful leap as it clears from the zone 20 feet from where you were to like boom, like landing in front of both you, Kingsman, and Howley, as you are you attempting to back up. It just kind of like kagoom and stumbles for a moment as it gets back right in front of you and tries to shoot its tendrils of claws at you again to try to snatch you, both of you actually. So it can only do one, so I'm not going to be that cruel, but I'm going to go for Kingsman this time. So Kingsman, roll your defense.
Okay, I got 4.
Remember to add your 2 for our anthem.
The 2, no, that's for you being bloodied. That's not for the anthem. The anthem just doubles damage.
I thought that our defense was up because of the anthem.
Yes, the defense is up because of the anthem. Yes. Defense is up 1 or 2. No, you did 2. Yeah. So whatever your defense is, add 2, Kingsman.
Okay. So defense, I got 1 4. So
So narrate it for me how you get out. Did you get any more 4s?
No, I got a 3 and 2 2s. So
okay,
they're done. Okay, so as it's running towards us, I just grab Howley by the sort of loop my arm through his, and even though this thing is stumbling towards us, we just keep shuffling back, pulling each other out towards the doors, as basically move as far as we can towards that door.
Right. Okay. Great.
Shout, get out! Come on, time to go.
Move. All right. Well, Slugger and Van Halen, that kind of leaves you as the 2 closest. You're definitely within the engaged zone of another thrash demon, but also Kingsman and Howley, they are on their way to the door, right? So what do you want to do?
My plan is attack and then move toward the door as well. So.
Right. So then in that case, I would actually roll your attack and then your speed as well, too.
Oh, that's 4 4 or 3 4s and a 1.
3 4s and a 1.
18 damage to this green beast that is close to us, and then my speed.
Is that doubled? Is that 18 doubled or not?
18 is already doubled.
Okay.
So, or no, wait, it was 9, 12 because I get an extra success. I'm gonna, because I know that 24 damage will kill it. So I'm gonna add in my extra tribute because I'm bloodied, which brings us up to 24 if you double.
Yep. All right. There you go. So take another 1 down during your anthem, right? So.
And then speed is 2 plus the extra. That's a failure. That's a wash plus with a 1 in it. So a feedback.
Okay. So mark feedback. Put 1 in the tribute pool, but even though you cleave another one dead and done, Slugger, you are not able to move back the way that you wanted to, at least as far as where everybody else is. But also it is Van Helen's as to you're harmonizing together. So I actually should be asking both of you what you want to do at the same time. I keep forgetting I'm doing it now.
That's fine, because I think it works out comedically because she got the kill. Her thought was to fight, my thought was flight. Both me and my double have used our look the part ability, where we can kind of shapeshift to, I believe it says, to a normal denizen of whatever we are. Because the denizens are demons here, I think me and my double are just going to shapeshift into a demon.
Oh shit! Okay.
With our original thought was to try to sneak through this thing's legs and get out. But now that we see that Slugger has felled the beast, we turn back and maybe we try to throw her over our shoulders. And our action is spent running with her.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, great. Let me hear it. So in order to do that, you're going to need to activate your power move, right? Mm-hmm. Of look the part. So you can either use legend smithing or slink, whichever one you would prefer. And it's just 1 tribute to activate it.
We will use legend smithing.
Okay.
It's
slightly better. Yeah.
Yeah. So do I roll 4 then, or if I'm using 1 to activate it? Okay. So 1.
No, you need to use 1 to activate it. So you're rolling 4 to get 1 to activate.
Gotcha. All right. I rolled a 1 and 3 3s.
All right. Mark that feedback.
I am so fucking sorry, Slugger.
Mark that feedback. So I guess you could tell me, because here it is, it's a wash, right? Mm-hmm. So here's something that I've been trying to describe and work with a little bit. Like, a wash is not a failure, believe it or not. Okay. Washes in the game are actually described as they just aren't spectacular. All right. Nothing is cool about a wash. All right. So sometimes failing forward or succeeding, but with a cost, is absolutely stuff that can happen inside of a wash. All right. And because I think it serves the story that you still want to pick up, Slugger and get them out of the way, is there a way that you can think about doing this that would be considered a success at a cost or a failing forward to keep the story moving way for you?
Maybe we keep falling over so many times because we're maybe just not that great. Maybe we're not that strong. Maybe we're not good in a panic situation. But I was thinking maybe we fall over so many times that Slugger gets tired and just puts me and the duplicate on her shoulders and transports us. It's slower. It gets us there, but it's not cool.
Yeah. That's actually interesting, that visual of like you being this huge demon and you're trying to pick up Slugger, but you can't because they're too heavy, and then you have to flip and roll reversal in that way and move it forward. So you're still in the engaged zone of the monster, but there also could be a situation where if you get Slugger out as well too, but you can keep yourselves there as well too. That would be considered like succeeding with a cost as well.
I like that better.
So,
yeah, I get Slugger out, but then I get a blister. Oh, I got a blister, guys. Hold on. Just let me change my sock.
And by blister, I mean the Thrash Beast is going to try to slam you. Oh no, it's dead. It got completely slammed because Slugger killed it out. But I have a lot of other Thrash Beasts, so I'm going to have another one pounce upon you, so you can roll defense as well too.
Time out. I got a blister. Come on.
All right, roll defense. Let's see another one. The one that was just shortly behind you, trying to make its desperate leap onto you as well too.
All right, defense of 5. Let's see it.
And that's including the anthem?
No. My natural defense is 5. The anthem,
and you roll 7.
I rolled 2 4s and 3 1s.
All right, mark all those ones. How you doing on feedback?
I got 2 1s. I marked each one as a feedback.
Yep.
And so then I am at 5 feedback.
Okay, great. All right. But then you got 2. So, basically this thing pounced upon you, but you were able to roll out of the way. You only take 1 hit on your meat track, for the record. So,
gotcha.
So just so you can hear it from the DM's perspective, since I know some of you are considering DMing this as well too, when you succeed in a defense roll, you actually reduce the damage that the monster does to the avatar by the defense value. So just like damage, where it's like every hit does its damage roll, you reduce defense by its defense value. So if you've got a defense of 5 and the creature's supposed to do 20 damage, if you get 4 successes, it basically negates it, right? At the same time, the rule is always whenever a creature attacks you, it can't be negated any less than a 1. So you're always going to take 1 damage, even if it's not all the damage. You're always going to take at least 1 damage. And the reason we're doing this is because we are attempting in this game to have a static HP track, right? There's no like growing health. You know what I mean? It's not like you grow hit points like a raw number anymore. So you have a track. It goes up to this point. So if you have strong defense, you will often negate it down to 1. But the one time you don't get a 4 and you take all the damage, it could just take you out, right? However, another thing to keep in mind in this game, reducing your meat track to 0 does not mean character death, right? In this game, if you reduce your meat track down to 0, you are banished back to Mundania to go on hiatus for a while. And then you will get like a mark against your permanent record, so to speak, like those little marks on Mundanias. So technically, a character can die up to 3 times. And then on the 4th death, they're gone, right? So they can die up to 3 times before they have a true character death. Now it's still significant, right? Like it still sucks to have a mark against your record, but I'm telling you, that's like having all your health wiped out does not mean an end of the game. So anyway, continuing. So that was our harmonizing folks. The Health Thrash Demon attempted to get onto you. All 4 of you, like I imagine you're all pretty close to the door now, like trying to run back, like run through the door, right? And at this stage, you can, as you're getting closer and closer to the door, you look through it, and as you're getting closer and closer to it, you can see that figure, right? That like dark, tall, gangly, gray-skinned figure of Dominio, who's back there in the middle of the door and is looking at you with his grin of grins. And then you watch as he walks over and places his hand back onto the door in order to close it. At the same time, you hear the roaring sounds of avatars running down the column as fast as they possibly can as they are making their way down the spiral staircase at a quickening pace. In fact, you can hear a few of them who have dropped their wings and are gliding down with their bat wings or angel wings or whatever the fuck they decided to come into this plane of existence with. What do you want,
guys? An hour and a half flew by.
I like that, right? Yeah, what do you want to do? It's actually technically, if we're still going by initiative round, it's up to you first, Kingsman.
Well, I've still got my arm looped into Howley's, and I'm pointing my hammer at the tall grey dude. What was his name?
Dominio, yeah.
And just running towards him and saying, "Don't you do it! Don't you fucking push that button! Don't you close us in there!" And just use a speed move just to go for it.
Okay, yeah. So you're just bolting. Is that what I'm hearing? You just want a full-blown run all the way through?
Yeah.
All right.
As long as we got through that, the objective is to get through that door.
Right. Do a speed roll for me. Because you'll be able to clear it. I want to see how far you clear it. Speed is a great way to determine how you relocate from zone to zone.
I've only got 2 dice for speed, and no, I've got a 1 and a 2.
All right. Well, take the 1. Take the 1. As you run forward, though, and you're the first one there, you do see that the doors are starting to get shut enough that you can't fit your hulking giant frame through it. It's not completely closed yet, but you're worried at this point. You're basically pressing your body and pressing it against Dominio because he's the one trying to close the door, and you didn't go through, but now you're basically bracing against the door and preventing it from shutting, but also it's not open enough for you to be able to get through it yet. So
can I use the hammers and wedge them in to give me some brace?
Oh yeah, hell dude. Yeah, go for it. We'll see how that goes. Howley, you're up next.
Okay. Can I see his hand trying to close it? Can I like shoot at his hand? Is it in sight?
You can shoot at him. You'll probably have enough of a vision on him that he's probably coming. I don't know if you can see his hand because it's on the other side of the door and it's pressed against the door. However, if you want to try to shoot at him, you could probably do that, right?
I got a better idea. I'm gonna create an illusion of me shooting at him.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Yeah, roll it. By the way, the anthem has stopped, by the way. So we've gone 2 rounds in at this point. So it would be a Slugger at the beginning of your activation. That's when we would have gone 2 rounds, and so the anthem would have ended. But yes, roll your magicka so that you can create the illusion.
2 4 3 2 4.
2 4 3 2 4. So all I'm interested in hearing, honestly, is the 4s and the 1s.
Oh, just the 4s, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay. My fault.
How many 4s did you get?
2 4s. So I'm gonna use 1 for the illusion and put 1 in the pool again.
Great. Okay. So you generate this illusion of, are you doing it on your side? Where is this illusion going?
I'm just trying to do an illusion of me shooting him so that he kind of backs up or tries to dodge it or stops, just to shock him enough so we can get through the door.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you definitely see him take cover away from where the pistol shot was going to be going off. So when he was there, like giving you kind of like that satisfying, like, I'm going to shut the door on you look, right? You watch as his face definitely gets away from the
Boom.
the crack now, but it still has his body pressed up against the door, pushing against Kingsman at this moment as well. So
is that all the action I can do, or can I try to roll to push too?
I mean, at this point, you can move and then you can do an action. Your action was to create the illusion, so you'd have to wait. You can assist down the road, but
Cool.
but now it's Slugger and Van Helen's harmonization.
Hold the door. I want that high five.
So you're pushing?
Dominio, you're not running away from. I'm gonna sprint over there.
Get the high five. Put the hand in the door, right? Like even the high five.
I put my hand through. If you guys have seen Better Off Dead, the way that the paper boy is like about $2 and everything, I'm like that about that high five. Just where's my high five? I'm sticking my arm through the door like a zombie. Just touch it. Just touch it. We're done.
All right. So you're shoving. What about you, Slugger?
I'm muted. Sorry, I'm running.
That's all right. Oh, you're running. That's right. Because you were kind of, well, I guess Van Helen was the farthest one behind. You've all made it to the door at this point. So as you're all basically pushing, or maybe in this case, actually, now that I think about it, the door opened away from you when you walked into the hellscape. So in this case, you're probably all pulling against Dominio as the door is trying to shut on all of you. So you're all yanking it as much as possible.
Okay, can we roll brawn for that then?
Yeah, so I mean, one person should roll brawn, and the assist rules in this game is that for each avatar who is also participating to like help, you can add another D4 to the performance pool. So in this case, someone would get 3 bonus brawn dice.
Okay, that would have me rolling just so if we can metagame a little bit.
Please do.
That would have me rolling 8 dice. So unless anybody can beat me on that, does that sound decent?
You're the buff one.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. And I get 1 automatic success. That's another 1 plus feedback.
This is a ranked success, by the way, though. Yes. So the more you contribute to it, the better the success will be.
Okay, that is 2 feedback, but 4 total successes. 4 total.
Wow. Okay. All right. Love it. I have to write something down. I like that term, ranked, a ranked check. I like that. I was calling it a ranked success, but kind of want to keep that term because I like it. I like it. Tribute pool, tribute max. Where are you? Yeah. Well, I guess it could be a ranked performance pool too. So anyway, you're putting all 4 into it?
This is it. So yeah.
Okay. So you mark your feedback. So like narrate for me how you swing these, even though Dominio is using the crackling electricity by putting their hand onto there to force this door shut and have the mechanism close. Like, tell me how you like He-Man, She-Ra, this door open basically against all odds.
So I take my bat and I stick it between the 2 doors to wedge them open.
With the hammers too, right? Yeah.
And then I'm going to throw my back against one of the doors and my cleated foot against the other. And the electricity, like power energy in my cleat that I've described earlier, is going to somehow surge through the door and interfere or basically zap Dominio back so that he is no longer.
So you're pushing him back, right? So you kind of counterflow it, and you watch as Dominio just actually for a moment takes a little bit of a feedback shock and like stumbles back and forward and kind of like looks back towards you with a little bit of like, how did you do that kind of a look? But then as you seeing avatars are starting to come down and you're watching them all just barrel down, you actually feel the doors push you aside, just fling open as a stream of avatars just start like running through the hellscape and just start leaping onto like a tide. They just start going after every single demon in front of you. Every once in a while you'll watch as like a demon picks one up and throws one off to the side or crushes one, but like ants going over a bunch of beetles. You're just kind of seeing them being taken apart in front of you as you're being pushed off and pushed to the side.
I'm gonna look Dominion in the eyes. If we're not fully pushed back, if I can still see him, I might be shouting over a crowd of avatars. But go.
Yeah.
So we killed 3. Is that gonna be enough for that fancy lightsaber of yours?
He looks at you and looks towards all the demons in front and kind of goes, "We'll see." And you watch as he just disappears back into smoke and starts like lifting up again as you're watching all of the hellscape, like the hell demons, continue to move forward.
Left me hanging.
Again, as you kind of walk out through there, all the avatars are starting to run and roll on in. This wild discordant energy, this orange haze I was describing to you about earlier, is starting to really crackle and pop with this charged electricity that's inside of it. And as you're watching these hell thrash demons just continue to just mob and attack every single one of the avatars are flying up against, you're watching this battle of hundreds of hell thrash demons versus all the different avatars, and you're honestly not too sure who's gonna win at this point, because it is a very much a pitched battle. But as the battle continues to culminate and move forward and greater, this orange haze begins to build inside of the caverns. And at that point, you can start to see some of it being pulled up. Like you can actually see these like intake valves that are deep in the ceilings of the of the cavern that you're in, now just beginning to pull it up as slowly you start to see nothing, only this orange haze that is now blinding you like a fog, but it's corrosive and it prickles at you and it makes your hair stand on your skin as you're continuing to just like be kind of at the verge of the door. And it's not comfortable, this malay or this like miasma that's continuing to lay upon you. What would you like to do?
Door.
What's that?
Close the door.
She's gonna go in and then just close the door.
Yeah, we got 3 kills. We're good.
On the other
Good score.
but for now,
No one's going to beat 3 now. That's the door.
let's be nice. Let's listen for knocks in case anybody gets out.
So you're
But
gonna shut the door. Okay. I guess you shut the door and lock them all in. No knocks come.
Parker going.
No knocks come. Nothing happens. It's very quiet. You can hear the yelling and the screaming vaguely, barely.
Could be good yelling and screaming.
Through the top. But yeah, you kind of like slowly ascend the stairs while hearing the yells and the screaming still just disappear slowly away as you climb up the stairs slowly and go back up. And
That lightsaber's ours.
you walk up and make your way back into the main part of the temple and find Dominio, who is waiting for you at the very top of the stairs, and goes, "So now you know our little secret."
hey,
Yeah, we solved your murder avatar puzzles.
yeah, second.
One more time. Sorry, I didn't hear you actually.
I said suck a dick.
No, I won't.
Put mine away.
Look, by all rights, you did win. Actually, did you bring anything back?
Memories.
You
Did you
won.
have
3 of
They
those.
took only pictures and left only footprints.
Did you collect? I didn't hear any of you say that you collected at any point any teeth. Did you collect any teeth at any stage?
I actually did say we were going to collect some teeth because we were talking about collecting the horns or the heads.
Right. Okay. So you said you're going to collect. So
we could
so
get some teeth.
help me, Kingsman. Help me right now.
How big are these? Here's a couple of teeth.
Well, technically, you did win by being the only ones left. So
is that the energy source down there? Is the life force of all those avatars? Is that? By the way, we didn't really focus on that. Is that the energy?
Let's not talk about.
I got you. Soylent Green situation. I got you.
More importantly, though, if you tell anyone, and he slowly hands the, past your palm onto, Slugger's outstretched hand and goes, you will have the entire force of the Crystalline Tower and New Caltressa down upon your schmarmy asses. We clear. I think that is abundantly clear. He kind of walks you out and goes, now get out of my temple. And it kind of walks out and dissipates into smoke as you kind of feel the presence of several neon knights kind of politely escort you to the front.
Soylent Green is people.
Yeah, and that's going to be our story for the day. You clandestinely survived / discovered the source of New Caltressa's power, which is questionable, right? But everything in Ragnarok's questionable.
What we just did was questionable when we
Yes.
when we closed the doors.
Kind of took the easy way out, and I'm not mad. I've always wanted to and never had the heart to do it. I'm like, no, we're good people. But I'm a sheep. I'm a follower. Oh, we're closing the doors? For sure.
It was more a case of like, okay, oh, that was easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
my game contact's getting that high five. Like, that's my long 5-act arc.
Yep. Well, do me a solid. Why don't you all tell the world, tell the internet who you are, where they can find you, what would you like to talk about, and before we sign off on this fun little development stream, so you can go and take your own and build your own ideas and start developing your own concepts around Ragnarok and the stuff that is fun for you, and go forth and play. Let's Damien, by all means, start me up. You're right next to me on the Zoom, so you're up.
In your heart as well.
In my heart.
I have been Damien Mercado. You can find me on a little comedy Dungeons and Dragons podcast called Awful Neutral. If you haven't checked out before, we're a lot of fun. It's we have 7 of the funniest people I could find, and if shit gets wacky, you can check us out at Awful Neutral or on social media at Awful D&D.
I can't wait to see what you do with this.
Do you have any ideas? Dungeon mastering it.
Oh, I was gonna say,
we have another dungeon master guy who really loves metal, and I think he's gonna homebrew a campaign that's gonna be something to pay attention to.
Are you gonna take this character, you think, and roll that into that one?
I kind of like what I got going here, so I might continue.
Okay, awesome. Kingsman or Dave, by all means.
Yeah, I am Dave Creswell. I am from the UK. I run a club called the Band of Badgers. We are a local social club, so we have about 80 people in the club. We play, we used to meet up once a month and play tabletop games. Of course, with lockdown, we're just getting back to our tables this August. We're going to have a big barbecue party. But predominantly what we do as Band of Badgers is not just stream and play games online, but we help promote writers, artists, and creators of all kinds, all around the world, large and small. And we do things like this. We help promote you on Kickstarter, on Patreon, by using your products, playing your games, telling your stories. We are like a playtesting group, if you like. And we love doing that. We love meeting people from all around the world. It's been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'll be in touch with all of you separately. But check us out, youtube.com/Band of Badgers.
Awesome. Jules, anything you want to say to the class?
Sure. I have been Jules Waller. You can find me on Twitter at Jules Does Stuff, various social medias as either Jules Does Stuff or Jules Does Stuff 15. I don't have a business or a stream to promote, so instead I'm going to promote giving blood.
Yes.
We're in the middle of a national blood shortage right now. So nothing more metal than literally releasing the blood from your veins to save lives. Find a local donation center if you can and donate.
Yeah, it's great. When we were logging on for the pre-stream for this, Jules was literally sitting in the donation chair and was wrapping up their donation so that they could just hop on back in and join our game after donating blood, which was, yeah, like you said, fucking metal as hell. So, Austin.
What's up, y'all? My name's Austin Dale Hernandez. You can follow me at Looks Familiar. I'm a stand-up comedian. I work on videos. But I'm going to be working with Damien and his team at the Awful Neutral podcast, probably on some of the production stuff. So check us out. It's going to be a ton of fun playing Ragnarok. I like the vibe of this game, man. Super fun.
Yeah, it's great. You haven't even heard about it too much yet. I was going to ask how you felt, like just general impressions. I need more feedback as I'm continuing to work on this game. So tell me things that you feel. So
just like how freeform it is. I think that's the best part.
Cool. Right.
Very open.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. It was such a great opportunity to be able to come and play this a little bit and help just kind of make some new metal maestros in the world who might go forth and carry the torch of metal as things move forward. But I'm Ivan Van Norman. I'm working on this game presently with an amazing creative team, including our own Twitch producer, Knox Weiler-Burf, and Benjamin Dunn, who's our project manager, and Caleb, who is our art director and has made some amazing art with his team to make this thing possible. So yeah, thank you for subscribing. If you are to our Twitch channel, it means a lot. We are a small publishing company, so every little bit helps. We do our best by the team that we have in hand, but the more that you can talk about our products, I mean, especially reviews mean the world to us. So if you've ever played our games but haven't, done a review on like Amazon.com or, Drive Through RPG, if you have a PDF, or even on Facebook, it's like anything that you can say to help bring the world into the acknowledgement of our products, even if it's just something that nice that you've got to say about it. Or, honestly too, I'm not going to say you need to say nice things about us, just be honest. And that's all we ask. And at the same time, you're all great. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us today. And, stick around. In about an hour, we have the Kids in Capes development stream featuring the two creators, Doug Lewandowski and Jonathan Gilmore, who are going to be bringing on their team of writers. And we're actually going to be working on the games, like starting today. Today is the first day of development on the product, and you get to be involved in this process to help bring it into fruition. Very new thing. Not a lot of companies do it, this kind of open source way of development, but Doug and John and the team are very excited to be able to interact with you and talk about like what's your favorite parts about Kids on Bikes, what do you want to bring to the superhero genre and the Powered by line. And yeah, it's honestly, I'm super excited about it. So but until then, see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.